Looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing? I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the right seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better. And kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor. Because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
They'll challenge your authority. They'll try to break your will. They'll push you to the edge of your sanity. Because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, not theirs. Defend it. Who makes the payments? Who cleans it? Who drives it? You do. That's who. And in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
The World Cup final is set for Sunday at MetLife Stadium on the best grass that field will see all year as Spain takes on Argentina. In a thrilling comeback once again earlier today, Argentina beat England 2-1 with 2 goals in 6 minutes, with the second in stoppage time. Lionel Messi was the hero again with a magnificent cross for one of his 2 assists in the win. Spain, who has conceded only 1 goal all tournament, took out Kylian Mbappe in France in the semifinal Tuesday 2-0, after which the French superstar was critical of his team's strategy against the smothering midfield defense of the Spaniards. Errol Q, Speedy, and the crew break it all down tonight. And before we call our shots, we will recap a wild home run derby win down to the last ball by Cardinals outfielder Jordan Walker, as well as break down the American League's 3-hit shutout of the National League 4-0 in Major League Baseball's All-Star Game, led by MVP Yankees outfielder Cody Bellinger, and look ahead to the second half of the season on yet another All Gas No breaks, wheeling and dealing, styling and profiling, live Wednesday night special edition of the hottest streaming sports show in the biz. This is New York's Sports Loudmouth.
The Mets lose their star player, Toronto. They lose their star closer. The Mets are in a bad spot right now. I've never seen a Ranger team quit before the Olympics. We're going to be looking at Aaron Judge and saying that he can't win the big game. Michael Jordan said, I played 82 games. You don't see LeBron doing that. What Jack Hughes did after getting his teeth knocked out and played every single shift, he got back in the game. I'm gonna fight them all. A seven-nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off. Taking down. This kid is going to be the best defenseman. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. And back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette.
You're listening to the New York Sports Loudmouth.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for a new show of the New York Sports Loudmouth. That was DJ Rez. He will be on the show moving forward. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy, crazy week. We've got soccer. We got European football. We got a lot. And again, you can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out all our shows throughout the week, including New York Sports Loudmouth, every single Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. All you have to do to tune in and check out our local listings for all our shows is go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Good evening, everybody. You know who I am, and welcome to New York Sports Loudmouth, where the opinions are hot and the takes are hotter. And if you don't like what I say, there's always a pickleball. What a last 48 hours. The Home Run Derby reminds us that baseball can still put on a show. Balls were flying further than the golf shots. And trust me, that's not saying much. Tonight, we've got an MLB All-Star game where the biggest stars in baseball come together. And did they ever come together? As one of our guys wins the American League MVP of the All-Star game. And how about the World Cup? We're down to the semifinals. Every country is either dreaming around lifting the trophy or already blaming the referees. Soccer fans are the only people who can scream for 90 minutes and still have enough energy to complain on social media afterwards. Meanwhile, the NBA offseason continues to the greatest reality show on television. Trades, rumors, free agency. It's got more plots than twists than a daytime soap opera. And somehow LeBron is still the season finale. So buckle up. We've got baseball, basketball, soccer, laughs, hot takes, and probably a few people all accidentally offended. That's what we're here for, and that's why we're around. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get loud. Now, I want to give a shout out to our co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Quentin Copels, we've got Dickie Braggs, and we got Speedy Petey. And I want to apologize to the fans. We started a little bit late, but there was a lot of reasons why we started a little bit late. We're working on some new stuff and we have a new DJ going live on our show. So I want to apologize to the fans. I think we got it now. So moving forward, moving on Mondays and Thursdays, we're going to have a live DJ during our show. We're going to start mixing some hip hop, some house, all the different stuff, all the different categories that you like, 90s, 80s, 70s, freestyle, all of it. So get ready. DJ Rez is going to be spinning throughout the show. And I want to let everybody know this is going to be probably a 2.5, 3-hour show tonight. We're going to be at Fanatic Fest all week, starting Thursday. We're going to get a lot of takes for Friday and Saturday's interviews. We're going to get out there, and we're going to make sure that all the cuts and all the traction will come on our Spotify and Apple and our YouTube channel. So be ready, beware when we start posting it. All right, Quentin, what's up, my friends?
What's the deal, bro? How you doing, man?
Well, I want to say something. I think people don't understand when you start a show and there's a lot behind it. We were running a lot of things to one board. So we had to split the boards, open up a new traction board through another computer, and pretty much get DJ Rez his own channel. So there is no echoes. I don't think anybody's hearing an echo on any of the social media. So I think it's good right now. Let's hope that it lasts. I don't want to hear any complaining by our executive producer who always complains about something. Dickie, what's up, my friends?
What's happening, fellas?
I don't think your mic's on, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't think it's on.
So I can hear me.
Yeah, it's
well,
on.
it sounds
Want me
like
to turn it up for you?
I think there's got to
No.
be something.
We're fine.
It's a little bit low to me. I definitely don't think you're on your mic. I think you're using your computer, and that's where the sound's coming from.
Really?
I'm just saying, I think you should try it.
Oh, no.
I do hear noise. I do hear, and I usually know that when I hear a sound, I can hear it differently, and it goes through them. There it is. There it is.
You know the perfect.
There it is.
I didn't even realize that. You know what? I apologize.
Yeah, well, there. That's why
Backstage in purgatory for 30 minutes while Fish was angry. I didn't have a chance to check my settings. Whoops. Sorry.
Well, now I corrected you. Now you know that I know what I'm talking about. Anyways, let's get into the World Cup because there's a lot to get into, and we're starting a little bit late. In the first game of the World Cup semifinal, Spain defeated France 2-0 to advance to their first World Cup final since winning the World Cup in 2010. How do I pronounce this, Speedy? You give me these crazy names.
Oyarzabal.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to pronounce that. Mikel Oyarzabal scored the first goal of Spain in the 22nd minute, and Pedro Porro scored the second goal in the 58th minute. Spain got the 6th shutout of the World Cup, which is the tournament record, and have allowed just 1 goal overall, which was the last round versus Belgium. France came into the game with 16 goals in the World Cup, but had no answer for Spain's defense. Mbappe, as we all know, apparently suffered a right ankle injury late in the previous game against Morocco, which appeared to be an impact, and it impacted his game throughout the France versus the Spain game. In the second matchup, Argentina stunned England 2-1 in a game where England was leading almost the entire game. After a scoreless first half, England took the lead on a goal by Anthony Gordon in the 56th minute and held that lead for a while, but couldn't hold it off. And Argentina scored 2 goals in a 7-minute span, tying it in the 85th minute and then taking the lead 2 minutes in stoppage time. Lionel Messi got an assist on Argentina's game-winning goal, giving him 10 in his World Cup career, most all time. And I want to say something about Lionel Messi. A lot of people going out there on social media is saying now he's the greatest European football player of all time. I'm trying to correct myself. I don't want to say soccer because I'm getting killed all over social media by people. So European football, I'll just say football player in the game. And I will say this, Argentina is playing sensational football. They are. They've been dominant. They've also had one of the easiest brackets. They've gone through every single team they bumped into. There's no argument to that. They have been dominant. Lionel Messi has been the leading scorer in the tournament. He's going to finish the leading scorer in the tournament. No matter what happens in the finals, Messi will be the leading scorer throughout the tournament. And that says a lot about who he is. And he's still on top of his game. Will he play in 4 more years? I doubt it. But this guy's still playing at a top-end soccer, Europe, football level. He's been sensational. And there's no argument to who he is as a player. Mbappe, I do believe Mbappe was hurt going into this game. And again, Spain going into the tournament, a lot of people were favored. A lot of people thought Spain can win this. But going into the tournament, especially playing and winning the way they have over the last couple of years, they've had problems going before the tournament. And people were saying, can they go far in this tournament? Is their defense going to hold up? Well, they're talented. Their defense is the best. It's been the best in the tournament. They've also had the hardest way to the finals. You have to go through France. Say whatever you want. Mbappe's not healthy, but they have 4 of the top 5 players in the world in the top 10. So there's no argument to that. There's no excuse. And after the game, Mbappe spoke to the press and the media, and he said, listen, we played like crap. We played like crap, and when you play like crap against a team like Spain, they're going to run all over you. And that's what they did. They dominated. The first half of the game, it was 2-0 after the first half. They went into the second half, and what did Spain do? Completely shut down France. France couldn't do anything. France couldn't put any offense or any pressure on the defense of Spain. And Spain, to me, going into the finals, they're definitely the favorites. Their defense has been elite. And again, Messi has been the best scorer in this tournament, and Spain has been the best defense in this tournament. So you have the best offensive player going against the best defense throughout the tournament. England, we saw Kane, what Kane can do. Kane had that great assist to give him the lead, and then throughout the first half, it looked like England was going to completely dominate. And then the second half came, and with the 80th minute, and this is what I'll say about this Argentina team. Everybody says they haven't beaten anybody. Well, they just beat England. England is one of the better teams and has been one of the better teams in this tournament. Kane has been one of the leading scorers in this tournament. He had 6 goals throughout the tournament. There is no argument anymore that Argentina deserves to be here. They do. They came back. And this isn't the first time they came back in the second half of a game. They did it 3 times in this tournament, counting this one. 3 times. And that, to me, is a heart of a champion. If somehow Messi and Argentina wins this game and Messi rides off into the sunset, we've seen this before. Great players have done this before. We've heard Pele did it. He did it back-to-back times. Now you have Lionel Messi. If he does it back-to-back times, Pele did it 3 times. If he does it twice, I think when we go to the arguments and we're trying to compare these players and some of the greatest players of all time, you're going to say that Messi is one of the top 3. A lot of these players throughout the tournament have been talking about Ronaldo, how great Ronaldo is. Ronaldo has not been great in the last 2 years. He hasn't been healthy. He's making a ton of money over there in Saudi Arabia. Nobody's taking shots at Ronaldo in his career and what he's done as an offensive player. But in the big game, in the big tournaments, besides the Euros, which he has won before, he's never won the Olympics. He's never won the Olympics. And he's never won the World Cup. So you can go back and you want to compare Ronaldo to Messi. There's a lot of comparisons to these guys. They're going to be compared to each other all the way through to the day they die when we speak about how great they were. But what I can say about Lionel Messi is when the big game comes around and when he needs to show up, he's the one that is going to put the ball in the net. And that, to me, is the difference. When you're under pressure, we talk about Jalen Brunson and what Jalen Brunson did for the New York Knicks against San Antonio and throughout that series against the Cavaliers in the game number 1, 7:59 left, coming back and rallying his team, scoring 11 straight points. You need a player of that magnitude that will put the pressure on his shoulder and make sure that the team believes him as a leader. And that's what Messi is. Everybody, after this game against England, everybody was saying the guy that was pushing us, the guy that was making us believe was Messi. Messi was the one who got that assist to tie the game. So to me, when you look at the perception of what these guys do and how great they are, there is no argument anymore on what Messi is and what he stands for football. He has done everything. And again, even if he loses in the finals, and he could. Spain could absolutely knock them off because of their defense, and they've got a tremendous amount of talent. They have, and Spain's going to be here for years too. We talk about France. France and Spain are going to be here for many, many years to come. I wouldn't even be surprised in 4 years. It's going to be Spain and France again, but now in the finals. They're both talented teams. One is known for more of their offense, and the other one's known for their defense. And Spain proved to everybody and throughout this tournament why in the finals.
Yeah, their defense is definitely something that is unheard of. We talked about it in the NHL playoffs with the Carolina Hurricanes, and how much single-digit or shutout games that they've had in this tournament. Now, obviously in soccer, it's harder to score than it is in hockey in general, but the amount of really good top-end stars that have been producing that Spain, their defense was able to shut down individually, systemically, both in their group and in the knockout rounds. When you talk about Portugal, they still have good players, even though they're not as good as they used to be. Obviously, Ronaldo not as good as he used to be either. And then you look at moving forward in this tournament with France, all the young talent that they have, and it's not like they massively possess the ball a lot either. The possession metrics were a little bit even on their side, 58 to 54, but it's not like it was something where, okay, they hogged the ball the whole game and then they tried to do what England did and just try to play defensively when they had a 2-0 lead. It was not the case here. France still got their chances, but they knew how to take away the best angles of them. Now, you mentioned Mbappe and the injury. I definitely do think there was something lingering with that. He was definitely more pass happy, I think, than he usually is. He's more of a creator when he does. Not to say he's a great passer. I'm not disputing that, but it looked like he was not as much of a creator. He was trying to make those crosses that are more simple, and I think that created another element. And then Nabele, their second best player, he was young, and he definitely had some instances where it seemed like once he missed high, he started to miss high a lot on some set pieces and some really high quality chances, and that really affected them in this game when it comes to matching up on Spain's defense. And France, there's a reason I thought Spain would be able to finish a lot better, is because France was playing.
You did. I won't lie. If you said it going into this game, you had Spain winning, and we went back and forth on the weekend crunch, and I had France and you had Spain, and you said Spain's the better defensive team, and you expect Spain that is going to be able, they can score goals, they can put pressure on France. And France's problem throughout this tournament, especially in these big games. Now, Morocco couldn't do anything against them. And there are teams that have problems, has had problems against them offensively. But going into the tournament, everybody said, could their defense hold up? And their defense played so very well in the first 5 games, which they were scoring 3 goals by a clip. They've scored more 3-goal games in I think in tournament history. They were the best scoring team, but Spain has given up 1 goal. 1 goal in how many games?
Yep, just to Belgium. That was the only game.
So that says a lot about their defense and why defense wins championships. And that's why going into this game against Argentina, a lot of people are going to give Spain all the credit in the world, even though Messi's been great. Fernandez has been great. He's the one who scored, I think, the game-winning goal, if I'm not mistaken. Fernandez has had a very good tournament as well. And this Argentina team believes they're the underdog in this game. Say whatever you want. They're the champion. They did win the championship 4 years ago, but they're also, even with some of the older players they have, they're still fairly young too, Argentina. And they're going to need to find another guy that's going to lead this team 4 years from now, because Messi is not going to be there. As Messi came out and said, this might be his final FIFA World Cup. And I think it is. To walk out in the sunset, even if he loses, like I said, it's special what he has done. But you're going against a younger, faster, better defensive team. And like we've said many, many times, what wins championship? Defense.
Yep. And they can play fast too, in addition to having this defensive structure. When you look at, a lot of times you say, oh, a good defensive team is not going to push hard on offense, or is going to be as fast on offense.
Well, this is not football. You don't need a running back.
No, I know that, but I'm saying in terms of like the defensive style, it's not like you're trying to play, I'm going to play super conservative and just try to block a bunch of shots and stuff like that, which I think is something that hurt England in the second half of the game. Once they took the 1-0 lead, I think they really got too tight. And once Argentina was able to push for more of those set pieces, they were able to really gain the momentum of the game, where England, when they had the ball, they really only had the ball in the midfield, and that was it. And a lot of people were criticizing their coach for putting their taking some of their not superstar players out, but some of their more offensive type of guys that'll possess the ball more, which is something that Argentina, if you've seen the way they've come back, they've been able to do a lot of that kind of things. And I'm not saying the other teams they've beaten have done that, but I think England certainly tightened up. Whereas you see Spain, if they play defense, it's very loose.
England had a great tournament.
Yes,
they had a great tournament. They've been sensational. I think that the competitive nature of England, and England's been in these positions before. This is not the first time England is in the Final Four. This is not going to be the last time you see England in the Final Four. They've got a tremendous amount of talent. But again, you're depending on one guy to put the ball in the net every single time. He got a big lead assist, and England's defense held up all the way through until what? The 78th minute, the 80th minute. They played dominantly. There was no better than England could have played in that game. But again, England made really bad mistakes at the end of the game, and we've seen Argentina do this numerous times in the tournament. We have seen these unbelievable Cinderella teams. Look at the Knicks. How many times did they come back against the Cavaliers? How many times did they come back against the 76ers? They came back against the Hawks and then dominated the Hawks in the final last 3 games. And then we saw what they did against the Spurs, not once, but twice. That 29-point lead that they came back in game number 4. So again, when you're a talented team and you believe in the player that you have, you're going to depend on him, or you're going to depend on the team to play at a high level.
No, I think that this is the year for Messi. I think it's pretty clear. I think it's kind of predestined, like the whole Nick saga was last year in the playoffs. But when you go back and look at the game, I'll start with France and Spain. I like Spain defense. Obviously, that's what they rely on the most. And when we was discussing them on Monday, I was saying like that defense is great, but when you forced to be in a position of, scoring and different things, then you're gonna have to be able to perform. And so I think that they waited France out. France was heavy on the offensive side. And so what Spain do is they just lure you into their game. They keep playing defense, keep playing defense, keep playing defense. And that's frustrating for a high-powering scoring France team, because they're used to getting goals. They're used to dominating players. They're used to being able to be more athletic on the field and whatnot. So I think that kind of, that defense sitting back, playing them slow, walking them down, letting them come to them instead of forcing the issue was what really got Spain and really got France in trouble. I think they did a great job on Mbappe. He didn't necessarily touch the ball early a lot at all, and so to be able to take their star player out and then be able to capitalize on defense made a big difference in that game. And then when you go to what just happened a couple hours ago, I mean, I don't see how Argentina can lose at this point, man. I mean, these guys are basically going into the 78, 80, 85-minute mark, being down a goal or being down 2 goals, and then 13 minutes or 6 or 7 minutes, they're able to put up 2 or 3 points, 2 or 3 goals within that frame of time. To me, that shows poise, and I feel like they have more of a chemistry and they have more that they're fighting for versus just being out there with talent and relying on schemes and different things. Like, it really feels like they're rallying around making sure that Messi go out on top. And those guys, you can't really beat them until you beat them. And so I think that they're going to bring that type of pressure to Spain when they see them in the finals. And I don't know if Spain can just sit back and hold off and play the defense that they've been playing, because Argentina they thrive when you get to the 78, the 80, the 85 mark. They thrive in those are the minutes that they're the best, versus other teams where they're panicked when they're down 1-0, they're panicked when they're down 2-0 that Spain has seen over the group. Now, they came out and they had a tough group initially in the tournament, and I think that when you go and you advance in the playoffs, those matches that you had a tough battle with, and when you was competing with the highest of the highest elite soccer teams, that hurts you on the back end when you get to these semis, quarters, semis, and finals, because you run out of gas. Your body start feeling those aches and pains that it don't necessarily usually feel. And so a team like Argentina is going to capitalize on your mistakes, and they can wait you out. And I'm not necessarily sure if Spain is prepared to be able to wait out a team and be forced to play the offensive side versus just sticking with their number one defense. Go ahead, Dickie.
All right. I think when it comes to Spain, I think the consensus going into the World Cup was that they were a little young, and this wasn't going to be their World Cup. This was a building block for the next World Cup because of the youth that they have on their team. Now, they have talent, there's no question, and they've obviously shown that they can play and win in the big games. You can't watch that Spain-France games and say Mbappe was healthy. I mean, there was definitely something up with him. And then switching to the Argentina-England game, I mean, England has a long history of choking on the international stage, and that's really what you saw. They got the 1-goal lead, and then they played to protect that lead instead of trying to be aggressive and trying to score more goals. Then when they gave up and tied the tying goal, they played for extra time instead of trying to play to win the game. So it's not a good strategy to have when you have a world-class, probably best striker ever on the other side of the field. You got to know where he is at all times, and you can't play to get to overtime, and you can't play to protect the lead. You gotta play to win games.
But look at Argentina. They could have been a blowout. If you look at how many strikes was on goal, like Argentina was getting it. They kept missing like chippers it was hitting the rail. It was bouncing off. They had some good shots. So that could have easily been a 3-1, 4-1 lead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's the point. They got the 1-goal lead early, and then they just tried to protect it instead of trying
Argentina
to
hasn't
aggressively score more goals.
Besides England, Argentina hasn't beaten anybody in the tournament.
They don't have to.
Anybody good. If you look at who Spain's beaten, they've beaten France, they've beaten Portugal, they've beaten Uruguay. They have been as dominant of
Argentina's also getting a lot of very favorable calls from the refs. So
absolutely.
I mean,
and I don't think,
and they are the defending champions. They're not. They're the defending World Cup champions.
Don't be this show that makes excuses.
I'm not sure if you're watching these matches, but there's
I am watching. You got to put the ball in the net. You can't. No matter what the ref do, you got to put the ball in the net.
If you look at the bracket,
Messi always gets good calls. It just is what it is.
If you
He's
look
the
at
best
the bracket,
player ever.
If you look at the bracket right now and you see what Spain had to do to get to the finals, to me it's been much more impressive than what Argentina has beaten. They beat England. I think that's the best team they've beaten in this whole tournament. Every single part of this tournament, people questioning how this was going to fall. Why did the bracket fall so perfect for Argentina? Now, I'm not saying FIFA had anything to do with it. I don't know.
They're the number 1 ranked team in the country, and Spain is the number 2 ranked team in the world.
And they're coming off winning the last World Cup. Well, so that's another thing. You get favoritism by doing that.
They were the number 1 team because they won 4 years ago.
Thank you.
How it works.
That's what I'm saying.
They won 4 years
Spain
ago.
gets no favoritism from winning the Euro or the Olympics.
Yeah, that's
not in the world.
They don't maintain the number 1 because they won the last World Cup. Over 4 years, they're winning on the international and the friendlies. They're winning
what they
Copa,
do,
whatever.
Yes, but when they're ranking teams going into 4 years of the FIFA World Cup, they look at what they did 4 years ago, and that's why Argentina was ranked as high as they were. Spain.
That's not true.
Spain
the U.S. didn't get a 16 seed because of what they did in the last World Cup. It's not true at all.
Spain has been one of the best teams in the world. And they've won the Euros. They won the Olympics. They should have been the number 1 team. You're going to tell me right now that Spain should have been a number 1 team? They've done it at such a high level in the last 4 years.
Like I said, the consensus on that Spain team was this was early.
This World Cup was early. I disagree because before the World Cup started, even though Spain was not playing well in the competition before the World Cup, everybody thought Spain has the most talent. They're the best defensive team. If they could just wake up in the tournament, they should go through this tournament and beat everybody. And that's what they did. Defensively, they dominated. They gave up 1 goal against Belgium. Right. Yeah. And anybody could say whatever they want. Well, Mbappe wasn't healthy. That's fine. They got 3 other dominant players. 3 elite players besides Mbappe that could put the ball in the net. So that's not an excuse. There's no excuse. Spain is not known going to this tournament for their elite offense. They're known for their smothering defense. They smother you defensively. And that's what they do. And
their strikers are very young too, though.
Yes. There's no doubt they have great offensive plays, but they're not known for it. They're young. Going into the tournament, they were by far rated the best defensive team in this tournament, and they've proven it, doing it at such a high level. Look what they did against Portugal. I know everybody's going to say, well, Ronaldo's not the same player. That's fine. They still have elite scoring over there in Portugal. Uruguay is a very good scoring team. They shut them down. They kept them to no goals, and doing that in 90 minutes is very, very impressive. Even Austria, who played well in this tournament, they shut them down. They shut everybody down. And the team that beat the United States 4-1, where everybody was attacking me, they're the only ones that put the ball in the net against Spain. So to say whatever, listen, Argentina, it would be great to watch Messi go right off into the sunset.
It's going to happen.
And go down as the second, or maybe you can argue the greatest player of all time. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because I think Spain, and they're young, they have nothing. They don't have any pressure on them. Does anybody think that Spain and the youth have any pressure on them to win this game? No,
Yes.
it's Messi. Messi has his whole country on his shoulders. He's got a chance to win back-to-back.
I disagree. I think he got the pressure.
I
think he got the pressure off his back in the last World Cup.
I disagree.
Prior to the last World Cup, he wasn't really performing on the international stage. That was the dig against him. And then in the last World Cup, he got that off his back. So now he's playing with house money. He should be the most relaxed person.
If you're in the finals, in the finals doing what he has done in this tournament, you win or you lose, you're going to be looked at as a savior if you win, and you're going to be looked at as, he had a chance and he couldn't do it against a young Spain team. And to me, there's a lot of pressure on him because he has a chance to go down. You can argue the greatest soccer player or football player of all time. If he wins this game and he beats Spain, everybody's going to say, well, he's just as good as Pele. He won back-to-back championships in a different time, a different decade, with different athletic gifts that these guys have.
I don't disagree with that. I think it definitely, the argument between him and Ronaldo goes away, right?
No, there's no argument.
That's bingo.
If he wins, Ronaldo's never won, then there's no argument between them.
That's bingo.
No, I mean, there still is between the true.
It's a good media narrative. The sports need media narratives. Bird, Magic, Ronaldo, Messi. Like, it's a good talking point, but when you look at the game overall, it's not even close. Like,
well, again, his peers, when they interviewed and the media went to all his peers, all the dominant players in this tournament, they all had Ronaldo over Messi. I'm just saying what I saw when they went around and they were interviewing these guys. Ronaldo and Messi.
If you look at their stats on the club level, Ronaldo and him are neck and neck. But then you go to the international stage, and because of the last World Cup, Messi has far surpassed him.
Because Messi doesn't market himself. That's the problem. Messi do a few commercials. He's do a few things or whatever. But Ronaldo, he's in all the videos. He's making the White House visits. He has the jewelry company. He has all these different things. Like,
Barcelona is the wealthiest.
He's not. So who has a bigger marketplace than Ronaldo right now in soccer?
Dude, Messi right now is on.
I'm not saying who he is in general. It's just like saying. It's just like saying right now, Jordan and LeBron, right? Like, Jordan has the brand. He has that or whatever. But you don't see him being more marketable than LeBron. He just has the brand. He has that established. So it's the same thing in how I look at it.
For 20-something years.
It's also
Say what?
Barcelona is the wealthiest team in the world right now. And so when Messi was playing there, he was being marketed over there. It's going to be over here.
Cool. I'm not saying that he's not being marketed. I'm just saying if I would go talk to these young kids, which I'm talking to even my kid who don't even really watch soccer like that, and he's already picking Ronaldo, has no clue about what's really going on out there. What I'm telling you is Ronaldo has did a nice job of being able to attain different marketplaces in regards to older to younger. I think Messi is just an established name that is well respected amongst a lot of people. So when you get down to asking these young kids, like, who's the best, Messi or Ronaldo, they're going to say who is on the screen the most. When I scroll up and I do soccer and football,
I find that hard to believe. I'd say Messi's playing in
so
Miami.
You think Messi is more marketable than Ronaldo right now?
Ronaldo's been stashed away in Saudi Arabia. What are you talking about?
He just signed a crazy deal with Saudi Arabia. Okay, what do you think they're doing to them over there?
He's getting a crazy salary from the Saudis. But like, Messi's
so
Miami.
Okay, so guess what? When we start talking about exotic cars, do we see Messi as a front or do we see Ronaldo? Just walk with me down. When we go exotic cars, which soccer player do you think you would see miss?
I don't understand the reference.
I'm giving you marketplace points, all right? So on social media, there's a jewelry section. There's a housing market. Say what?
I don't know. I don't understand.
Okay, all right, here's a marketing picture, all right? And then when you go on social media, there's different algorithms, okay? Right now, we're in the sports algorithm. Then you're going to have a housing algorithm, a jewelry algorithm, a book club, a this and that or whatever. So there's different algorithms. If we was to go down the list in tiers in regards to market value, who do you think you're going to see first, Ronaldo or Messi?
1A, 1B. I think it's 1A, 1B when it comes to the international.
I haven't seen Messi's watch collection. I haven't seen. I can tell you Ronaldo's watch collection. I can tell his cards and stuff.
Whoa. I will tell you. I'll shut that down right now. The reason why you don't see that is because Messi also got in trouble for tax evasion. So you're not going to see him flash.
Even if he did,
and all the other things. He did.
But okay, cool. But do you see any of that? Messi has a different image. That's what I'm saying. He's calm, cool, collective. He goes through. He's well respected. It's not to say that he's horrible.
I don't know what
He has a Pepsi. He has a Duracell commercial where he's running. They open his leg, put 2 batteries in it, and he does this.
Yeah.
That's not marketable. Like,
he's not marketing things because he got in trouble for tax evasion. I mean,
I'm cool with the tax evasion. He's still human. He's still marketing.
Hold on, I got a question for you. All right, so you think because of his social media presence in Ronaldo and what he has done in his career, he's more marketable than Messi? That's fine. That's your opinion. That's an opinion, because what I have seen over the last 3 years, coming to the MLS in Miami and doing what he has done, won the MLS, won the championship, and making $80 million. And he's doing it in a very big present area when it comes to European football. And one of the biggest places is Miami. Think about it. Miami is a hot place because a lot of Cubans, a lot of Dominicans live over there. He has done so many wonders for American football here because he came here to the States. I disagree with you, not because you're not wrong. I understand he's got a load of watches. He's marketable. He's at every MMA fight. He's at every boxing match. He's friends with everybody. That's great. Lionel Messi is a different person. He's
cool.
I'm
not saying that. I'm not saying he's not.
So when you look at his marketing presence, even here in the United States, he picks and chooses where he wants to be marketed. Duracell and Lowe's. Lowe's a very big marketplace. It's huge. And as a matter of fact, the guy that owns Lowe's and Walmart, I think, owns the Rams, right? I think he owns both. I think he does own both of them.
Yeah, but that got nothing to do with the
I'm
nose
just
brand
saying,
versus the ownership.
It does.
I'm just saying. My point here is when you look at the different presence in social media, and I don't even know if he does own Lowe's, but what I know Lowe's is a big, huge, multi-billion-dollar business, and if they're going to Messi and they're telling Messi, we want to promote you. We want you to be the face of our product. That says a lot about who he is as a player here in the States and throughout the world. Yes, he is.
There's a difference.
He's
not the face of the product. There's a marketing move right now. The World Cup came to America. I can leverage his.
That's all he's marketing here.
Say that again.
Ronaldo's only marketing citizen here.
Richard Mille, he got all kinds of. He goes to Saudi Arabia. He does little videos with his cars, do different things. He does all that. It's world stage. What are you saying? You just said he came to UFC fights. He was just at the White House. He has multiple things that he's doing. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Messi don't have nowhere. He's zero in the marketplace. But what I'm saying is that Ronaldo has found an intriguing way to capitalize off the younger audience and the people that are on social media. So his presence is going to be impacted more in regards to people saying, who do you like more, Ronaldo or Messi? They're not going to look at the totality of the game, the accomplishments and stuff like that. We do that because we're in the industry. But when it comes to marketing, it doesn't really matter. They're going to say, oh, I heard of that Ronaldo kid. And Messi is just cool, calm, collective. You got to be in certain niches to hear about Messi. And that's all I'm saying. So that's why when you ask a bunch of young soccer players who's the GOAT or who's the best one, they're going to say Ronaldo because that's who they're getting fed to. They're not going to say Messi when he's
talking about the young players. I'm talking about the veteran players. They went around and listen, Ronaldo has a better relationship with all these veteran players. He's the older player. He's not the elite player he once was. It's all about money for Ronaldo. Messi is still at the highest point of his career. He scored 10 goals already. He's dominating in this tournament. Ronaldo scored how many? 1, 2? I mean, he wasn't even close to a top 5 player.
So why are veterans saying that 1 or 2 is better than 10?
Because
they're only like a year apart. Ronaldo's 40, he's 39. Like they're not like far apart in age. He's not his prime anymore.
Would you choose 10 or 2
when it comes to their professional career?
Yeah, well, would you choose 10 or 2? Which one would you prefer?
I'm choosing 10.
So why are the veterans saying 2? What would be a reason to defend 2?
I think there's a lot of love for Ronaldo. When I was a kid, and I watched both of these guys play at such a young level and a high level. They bounced around Barcelona, Manchester. They were all over European, Barcelona. They were all over Spain, Portugal. They were all over the world. They played for all the top teams. They made their money. And Ronaldo has made more money than Messi. But Ronaldo also has a marketing team, right? When he was older and more of a veteran player, because remember, when Messi came in, he was 17 years old. His first World Cup, he was about going to be 18. When Ronaldo played in his first World Cup, he was in his 20s. He was like 21. So they're different guys. I mean, this guy at such a young level played at such a high level at the age of 16. He was playing with men when he was 16 years old in Argentina. So I'm not saying Ronaldo isn't special. Nobody's arguing that you can't argue that Ronaldo isn't as good as Messi. But here's the thing. What Messi has done later in his career is going to set him past Ronaldo. What he has done in these tournaments at a high level will set him past Ronaldo. As good as Ronaldo will always be as a striker, and he's amazing. I mean, I've seen him shoot. We've seen Steph Curry shoot half-court shots and make it look easy. I've seen it with Ronaldo kicking the ball half-court, half of the field and putting it in the net. It's unbelievable what he does. He's got an amazing leg. But again, what Lionel Messi has done, and he did it here in America too. Not only did he do it in Spain, Portugal, England, all over the place. He did it here in the States. He's the only guy that did it, is still playing at a high level, came to the United States and is doing it at a high level here in the United States and doing it in the MLS. And everybody said him coming to the MLS, oh, he's playing in the MLS. How about Ronaldo going to Saudi Arabia and selling out? And he sold out.
Yeah, and Saudi Arabia, the other thing you have to remember is they have strict media censorship laws, so it's even harder for him to get branded over there compared to in the Arab countries, compared to here in the United States in Miami.
300 million euros. That's what he got to go over there to Saudi. And I would do the same thing. By the way, I
would do the same thing.
I would do the same thing. I would jump ship, go to Saudi Arabia, get on my hands and knees and pray to the prince and the queen. Thank you for your money. Thank you for your time. That's 500 million American dollars. So I'm not complaining about that. But what Messi did is he took 80 million, came to the States, and everybody was saying, why are you coming to America? Why are you playing for the MLS? This is terrible. It's a terrible league, blah, 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 blah. And what did he do his first year? He took Miami to a championship and scored how many goals, Speedy? 24, 25 goals, and did it in how many games? 12, 13 games? I mean, how many players do you know that could go from one league to another? And a half a year, too. He didn't even come in the full season. He came in the middle of the year and won it for Miami. That, to me, says a lot about who he is. And this guy wants to win. You just said it. You said it. Everybody wants Messi to win this game. Everybody. The whole world's going to want to see Messi pull out a win back-to-back championships, and ride off into the sunset. But you know what? Spain's saying it right in their locker room. We're young. We're better. We're a better defensive team. All we got to do is shut Messi down. All we got to do is
he's not the one, though. That's what I'm saying. They rally around his leadership. But he's not the one person that you got to stop, because he's gonna get his. He's leading in assists right now. He's right. That guy. So it's not about stopping him on Argentina. Argentina is a well put together team that fight for the common cause, which is the lead. Make sure he leads and go out on a good note. And that's what I'm saying. If you just focus on Messi, so you're going to open up your defense to get scored on.
Did you just say something that I kind of caught? He said, they want him to, the FIFA wants him to write off. You pretty much were saying that this is what FIFA wants.
What better storyline would you have than Messi winning the second back-to-back and retiring?
So you're telling me that it's drawn up, that Messi's going to win?
No, I'm not telling you that it's drawn. But here's
is
the
that
thing.
What you're saying?
This is what you guys. Hey, this is what. No. This is what you guys got to realize. Okay, regardless, and I can give you plenty case studies. Regardless of what the league and what a referee wants, at the end of the day, when it comes to soccer, you have to put the ball through the net. All right. When I was talking up here a couple months ago about the Knicks and San Antonio, I told you guys, period, the referees in the league is doing everything in their power to make sure the Knicks lose, because they want to pump this European league and make Wemby the face of the league. And I was going back and forth with you guys about that. So same thing here. If they want Messi to win, and so if you leave it to them to make that decision, that's what they're going to do. But Spain has an opportunity to put the ball through the net and win, but I just don't see how that works because Argentina's time is here.
Watching this game and we're going to say, well, Spain's a high-scoring team. They're not. But what they do so very well is smother teams. That's what they do. And
yeah, but Argentina can wait it out.
If you know Messi is the guy, every ball goes to him before it goes to the striker and before it goes into net. That's why he leads in assists. That's why he's leading in goals. What do you think Spain's going to do? What do you think they're going to do?
They're going to send a double team, but they did that they did that today too.
So they're going to,
and he got that assist.
So just like in basketball, there's a thing called pressing. That's what they're going to do. They're going to bring 3 guys on, and they're going to make him try to get the ball through that press. In European football, you know very well, what does the other guys do? They bring up their defense, and when they press, they bring them up, and it opens up the field for the offense for the other team. If that's what they're going to do, there's no way Argentina is going to win this game.
You're correct, and I'm telling you, you're kicking rocks because I'm telling you, he's going to set everything up for them to score. It's just going to open up holes in their defense if they're going to focus on Messi.
How?
I'm telling you.
Q, I actually want to double down on what you just said. I was watching that game, and that's what they did the whole time. Zlatan's hilarious, by the way. I don't know how much you've been listening to him during this World Cup, but he keeps calling Messi the little guy, which is just hilarious. But he's just like, they put the little guy on the right. And that's what they did. And when Messi came over up on the right, it opened up everything in the middle because once they get into the offensive zone, they have to get through that midfield pressure of Spain. You're absolutely right. Don't know how they're going to do that. But once you get into that offensive zone with Messi, my God, all the attention comes to him, and then guys get open. And he got it open on a pass to the left on the first goal.
You're not going to score.
And then to the right on the second.
You're not going to score 2 goals in the 80th minute against this Spain team. There's no way.
You would have said that the last 4 games and they don't did it.
The Knicks wouldn't have come back down 20 points all those times.
Stop with the Knicks. This isn't basketball.
No, I'm talking soccer. The last 3 games, you would have. If I was to compare that, you would say when they scored in 80 minutes, you would have said there's no way Argentina is going to score in the last 5 to 10 minutes, and they did it.
They did it against England. They did it against.
It don't matter who they do it against.
They scored 3 against Egypt.
But there's nobody. I'm not going to go. I'm not. So why didn't you bet in Vegas then? Because there's no way in the world you're going to say that any team has an advantage in the 80 to 90 mark.
Actually, Johnny actually picked Argentina before the tournament started because of the bracket and the way the bracket fell for him. He said that Argentina is going to the finals. He's right. He probably won himself a lot of money. So I'm not saying we know there are people that are out there betting on Argentina because of the way the bracket fell to them. When you look at Spain, the bracket didn't fall to them.
I'm not saying about the bracket falling
in this tournament.
I'm not talking about that. Though. I said if you would have bet that Argentina is going to score 2 or more goals within the 80 to 90 minute mark, you would never make that bet.
Dickie, you said
very specific bets.
You would never make that bet. So this is not a common thing.
Actually, I probably would have made the bet.
There's no way. Shut up. Nobody's making that bet.
Now listen, if you listen to our betting guys,
sure.
If you listen to our betting guys and they come on and they speak about all these things that happen in games and it's a trend. And they say it, right? Chaz says it all the time. If you know that this team has done it twice in the tournament and they did it in the 80th minute and they put a lot of pressure on the other team, and again, England is not known for their defense. They're not. They're known for their offense. They're known for their 2 superstars over there in England. I'm telling you right now, I'm sure a lot of people, not me, because I don't bet on sports. I'm sure there's a lot of people that had their bets in. I'm willing to bet if we had Chaz come on this show right now, or Wes, or Reno Johnny, they had a bet in for that. I'm sure.
Which is cool.
I'm sure.
No. Yeah, that's because they have that gambling instinct. That's what they're doing. I'm talking about from someone who covers
gambling instincts.
Huh? Well, I'm saying from you. Gamblers. Cool. Again, guys. Just because I say they got gambling instincts, those that mean they're terrible. I'm just saying, like, this is what they do. They're like, we get up here and talk sports, and we don't think twice about talking sports. They gamble, and that's what they do. So they are more likely to take a risk in that type of situation. For us, the people who cover the sport, you're going to tell me before the 3 games that they came and scored in the 80 to 90th minute mark, you're going to tell me you would have put your all eggs in the basket and said they're going to score 2 goals or more.
I'm saying against England, I'm sure a lot of people
still
had
the
their
final.
bets in. Their bets in that they were going to come back and they were going to win the game. I'm sure a lot of people did that.
I'm talking to you, though. That's what I'm saying. Don't add them people. Sports. Would you do that?
No, I don't
Right.
bet on sports. I would
Okay.
bet on the Knicks.
Okay, we good.
By the
We
way,
get it.
by the
You're
way,
not a better. Okay,
by the
I'm
way,
saying
no, I'm
it
not.
with the knowledge that
Argentina
you
in the
have.
NBA All-Star break. NBA All-Star break. One of my friends asked me, "Who do you have winning the NBA championship?" And I said, "Throw some shekels on it. Where are the Knicks?" He said, I think they were a plus 2,500 or something at the point. I said, bet on the Knicks. He bet on the Knicks. He put $100. So what did he make for $100? You tell me.
Okay, this is what I'm
just
asking you to
saying.
do. The same way you had that conversation with your friend, what I'm asking you is to say yes or no.
No,
Would
I don't
you
know.
three games ago, all right, in the quarterfinals, would you have put $100 or whatever the shekels are, okay, on Argentina scoring 2 goals or more at the 80th minute mark and further?
All right.
Quentin,
So
it seems like you need to check out
so
Wes's book, Disciplined Sports Betting, to figure it out.
What I would tell you is against Egypt, when they scored 3 goals consecutively, I would say that I didn't believe Egypt was going to win that game, even when they were up 2-0. I did not. As a matter of fact, I was in a pizzeria, ladies and gentlemen, where I was watching the game, and I was sitting with these 2 soccer fans, one from Italy and another one from Cuba, and both of them speaking Spanish to each other. And I'm sitting in between, not knowing what the hell they're saying. They're telling me Argentina's coming back. They're coming back. I said it's 2-0 in the second half. And what happens? 1 goal. Then 5-6 minutes later, 2 goals. And then what happened 7-8 minutes after that? 3 goals. Game over. And they laughed at me. I told
So yes
you,
or no, would you have did it?
You know, all I'm saying is I watch it for the fun
I
of it.
don't want to. I just want a yes or
I'm
no.
not a football fan. I'm telling you, I sit here and I'm
based off what you know.
What
about
I know.
Football.
Here's what I would know. If I'm looking at percentages going in the England game, I'm making a bet. I'm making a bet if it's 1-0, and you can make a bet going into the second half.
Yes.
You can make a bet. I would have made a bet. That Argentina comes back.
Okay. Now disregard the second half at the 80th minute mark, because you could do this in Vegas as well. Okay. Would you do it? You could do that too. Would you do it then?
100%.
Yeah, because
you would have did it
100%.
before the comeback, before playing Egypt, Okay, cool.
100%.
That's it. That's what I wanted to know.
Yes,
you would have did
one
it.
of our other betting
Even though I'm
guys.
not a betting man, by the way, Dickie, I'm not a betting man. I think Dickie will throw a couple shekels in it, but me, I'm not one of those people that will bet. As a matter of fact, I picked Carolina to win the championship. Did I not?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. I said, and by the way, when Carolina they were losing 2-1. Speedy asked me, "You still have Carolina?" I said, "I'm going to go with it. I'm going to stick with Carolina. Carolina's going to win the championship." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because it's just Rob Brindamore. It's something that Rob Brindamore would do something so stupid, and it's going to work.
Yep.
He's going to put in a backup goaltender who hasn't played throughout the tournament, throughout the NHL playoffs. He played well when they made the move in the second half of the season to bring him in, and he, a Long Island native, Selden native, and he wins the Stanley Cup, and he has his name printed on Stanley Cup as the first goaltender ever to win a Stanley Cup here from Long Island, New York." Go ahead, Speedy.
I was going to say, I'm going to bounce on some points that Josh made too about Spain as well. So you're saying everyone's going to rally around Messi. What about their star player in Yamal that hasn't done a lot in this tournament?
He hasn't done anything.
And they've been rallying around him, no problem. And then his second point, Spain's winning because their defense is actually much more of a system, as you like to say, Q. Maybe England played the wrong system that Josh is saying, according to his comments there. So you're challenging the system mantra here.
Yeah, I challenge the system because I think that the problem with the system is, and like I tell people with the triangle, you're either going to blow somebody out or you're going to lose bad games when you come to running the triangle on offense. But with this situation, the reason why I believe that Argentina penetrates their systemic defense is because they don't panic. They don't feel like they have to do this big change and be in a rush when you start talking about 80, 85, 90 plus minute mark points. These guys play their best soccer and they play their best game in the late end of the clock. And I don't think that their systemic defense can just keep holding them off and not be up as much, more than 1 goal at that point in time of the game or the match. So, I don't think that system hold up.
I don't see it being systemic. I think it's discipline. I think they play their defensive assignments perfectly. They don't get caught out of position and they don't make mistakes. To this point in the World Cup, they have made 0 mistakes defensively. They've played a perfect strategy and they have stuck to their assignments and not got caught out of position. Now, if Argentina can get them out of position, obviously it bodes well for Argentina. But to this point, Spain defensively is very disciplined. I don't think the system is. I don't think it's it's a system thing. I think it's more the discipline of knowing their assignments and sticking to it.
Triple team and Messi is going to get them out of there.
Somebody said they had to triple team Messi.
No, I'm not saying what they're doing. What they're going to do is they're going to press
one in soccer. Let's go.
They're going to press him. They're going to force him to do things that he's uncomfortable doing, and that's what these guys, these great defensive teams, do. Years and years ago, I remember watching Germany, and everybody says, "Well, they're strikers, but they have a tremendous defense." And I remember, I don't remember the team. Maybe it was Italy, when Italy was such a high-scoring team, and I could remember what Germany did. Germany took two of their best offensive players out of the game. They made their secondary players try to beat them, and they couldn't do it. It's a Bill Belichick thing. It's Bill Belichick was such a good, advanced kind of coach to do those things. What he do? He would say, all right, their running back's their best player. Let's shut down the running back and let their tight end beat us. Or if their tight end's good, we're going to shut down their second best wide receiver because he looks like he's going to be their best wide receiver in this game because we have problems stopping them in slants. That's what Bill Belichick does. Same thing with their coach over there in Spain. Spain knows their best player is Messi. They know it. So what are they going to do? They're going to make Messi force the ball out of him. Make him make the mistakes where it's going to open up the field for the young Spain team. That's why a lot of people think Spain's going to win. I hope Argentina
He's too wise. He's too smart. He's been here before. There's no way they're going to force him to make those type of mistakes.
Here's the thing. Wise is good. Wise is great. But guess what? Young, youth, fast, and
we've seen it, Paul. We've seen it all. Same thing. San Antonio. We keep referencing this.
This is not Messi at 25 years old. This is Messi at 39 years old.
And look how he's playing.
Yes.
You act like he's playing like out there on a cane or something.
He's only beaten England.
He beat who's in front of him. And I get tired of y'all because then when the underdog beat him, then you give the underdog all the praise because they beat him. No, you play who in front of you.
Nobody but England, dude.
Cool. He's in the World Cup finals. Okay, how you put it? Whoever he beat him. And he's gonna beat Spain.
I completely disagree with you. I completely disagree with you. I do.
So you picking Spain. Here now. Put your bet in.
I'm picking Spain to win the game.
Okay, thank you. Because I don't want you to come back on next week talking about,
I picked France.
I saw how Argentina could actually win the game.
I want to tell you, and I'll tell you this.
I'm taking Argentina.
Thank you.
I am
Speedy, hold on.
What are you gonna do?
Speedy, where you going?
Spain, and I will explain how they do when you call your shots.
Okay.
All right. So my argument here isn't the fact that I don't want to see Messi win. If he wins, I'm happy for him. Good for him. It just, to me, the rally of understanding what the Spain youth and the talent that this team has for many, many years to come. If they win this game, you're talking about this team for the next 12 years to be the elite team in these tournaments. And I'm saying this, France is great. They're really, really good. They got a great offensive team.
12 is a strong number.
They have to fix that defense because when they had to play against these elite teams, and again, France is great. There's no question the way they played. Nobody's going to take shots at the talent and the gracefulness of their scoring capabilities. What people are going to attack is this. Everybody's going to say Mbappe. Mbappe wasn't healthy. That's why they lost. What a crock of you know what. Because their three best players in front of Mbappe before this tournament started, wasn't even Mbappe. He wasn't even a top 10 player when they were rating him because he had a bad season. He played at an all-time high. He had a great run. So there's no argument to Mbappe. Oh, well, if Mbappe played at a high level, they beat Spain. That's your opinion. But honestly, the way Spain completely shut down the other players only tells me you're talking about 3 of the top 5 players, offensive players in the world were shut down by this young Spain team, including Mbappe. So how do you think Messi and Argentina is going to be able to go through this and be able to outrun, out-youth, out-athletically beat a team this good? I'm sorry.
0-0 at half, and they win 2-1.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I think Spain's going to score 2 goals early in the game, and I think they're just going to shut them down like they did against France. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to shut them down, and they're going to go down. They're going to go down. Is this one of the greatest defensive runs we've ever seen?
You might not bet.
They
But
they give up one goal. One goal.
Strikers to deliver.
Huh?
That's putting a lot of pressure on the youth of their strikers to deliver.
Well,
he thinks youth is the greatest.
I'm not going to complain about what they did against France because they put 2 goals against a France team that everybody, including yours truly, thought they were going to run right through. And I'll take it back. I've watched France in this tournament here and there, but watching that game, and I watched it when I was running on the treadmill, ladies and gentlemen. I watched the whole game.
It's favorite time to call you.
I watched the whole game on the treadmill, and I will tell you straight out, I take back anything I said about Spain's defense. This is an elite defense. Might be the greatest defense I've ever seen in the World Cup championship. That's how good they've been. And I
would say that too, but I don't watch enough to be put my opinion in it.
It's too soon for that. It's too soon.
Too soon. What do they have to do? They shut out Argentina. You're not going to say it?
Historic defensive international teams.
There he goes. Dickie using his finances and his analytic finance. It's gotta be this. Dick. Pull the calculator out, ladies and gentlemen.
We call this Finalytics.
Finalytics. Oh, okay. That's a good segment.
Pull the calculator out, ladies and gentlemen. Dickie Braggs has the numbers for you. I mean, there's no question. I want to see Messi win, but do I think he's going to win? No, I don't. It's going to be great. It'll be fun. I hope Messi wins. But
Me and Dickie versus Speedy and Harold Marks.
That's right. And I just think
I like
that
our chances, you.
I hope you don't say that when the game's over and Spain's hoisting up that nice, beautiful cup. So
I just want you to admit that you lost when it happened.
Dude, I admit all the time. It's you that don't admit anything.
No, because you'll flip it and say, "I'm so happy that Messi won." It's the greatest thing for him.
You want to put a couple shekels on it, buddy? You want to put a couple shekels on it?
You don't bet.
What do you mean I don't bet? I bet all the time. You lose it. You want to put some?
You say you don't bet.
Let's do it.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to bet.
Shekels on it.
Got to be a good example.
I'm going to bet with you because I know I'm going to win when you bet. As soon as you say, let's bet, you lose.
Guaranteed.
Let's do it. I'm all for it. Let's go. What do you got? What do you got? You're coming out here. You're coming for
I just got.
You're going to be out here for
Argentina
Fanatics.
winning.
Let's go. Let's go.
What do we got? I just got to find out who Drake bet on first so that I can do the opposite.
Very important.
No, you bet against whatever Drake picks.
That's why he
said.
You bet against whatever Drake picks because he's an idiot. That guy loses more bets than anybody I've ever seen.
I'm sure he had a long shot bet on
Connor's knee.
What was that? What was that, Dickie?
He's the blame for Connor's knee.
Please.
Something happened, but
now we're going to blame somebody because of somebody.
Drake back on top, so he can't be here.
Yeah, Drake's on top. Yeah, pulling out 3 albums, and 2 of them were horrible. One of them had maybe 2 or 3 good songs.
That's not what the numbers say.
The numbers would say because he's got a huge fan base. And by the way, just so you know, I want everybody to understand the way these social media markets do. And he has a great management team. He has one of the best management teams when it comes to hip hop I've ever seen. Jay-Z was the other one. Drake is by far the best of the last 10 years when it comes to pulling up waves.
I say 20.
And what? 21. 20 what? $20?
Almost 20 years.
No, 10 years. 10 years. Drake has been on top of the world with his management and the way every time he comes with an album, it doesn't matter how good or how bad it is. It's always on top. Always. And it doesn't even matter. And I'll tell you this. Same thing with Rick Ross. And I'll go with Rick Ross because I like the way, I like his style. I like his Southern style. I really do. When he comes out with an album, I question some of the tracks that he puts out there, but he's always got one track that completely trends all the way to the top. Why? Because he uses the same management team as Drake. And by the way, both guys don't like each other. Figure that one out. So I'm just telling you what I do know, what people probably don't know about when it comes to hip hop and R&B, because I've been around this industry a little bit longer than people think. So, and we had DJ, what's his name? Juanito. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Before the show, getting this set up and figuring out what the problem is with this and trying to figure out everything and having Speedy sit here and stand here and stand on hover over me. It's one of the worst things in the world when I have somebody looking over me and I'm trying to figure out, no, get over here, stand over here so you're not in my way. So it's not easy. So you can put your hands over your head, fish, and itch your forehead and all that other stuff. I don't see anybody else trying to figure it out. That's all I'm saying. Nobody else doing it. Anyways, my deuce of the day.
The deuce of the day.
You log. Not a log. I don't have a log, but I mean, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, my deuce of the day goes to the Dallas Cowboys. Wide receiver George Pickens will officially play the 2026 season on his $27.3 million franchise tender after Wednesday's 4 p.m. ET deadline for tagged players and agrees to a long-term contract passed. So, ladies and gentlemen, for all you Cowboy fans, I believe George Pickens is going to go into a season exactly the way he did last year, and he's going to play for a contract. And this is his chance to prove himself. Back-to-back years with a healthy CeeDee Lamb, as long as he stays healthy in OTAs and going into the preseason. If it happens, they are going to have not only one of the most explosive teams offensively in the NFL, you can argue the explosive team in the NFL with these two guys, these two behemoths. And I'll say this, George Pickens played better when CeeDee Lamb wasn't in a lineup, but when you have both guys playing at a high level on two sides of the football, and he's taking 27.3. A lot of people said he was not going to play unless they negotiated a new contract. He is actually taking the tender, which tells me he wants to prove why he was an elite player last year. He was a top 4 player, top 4 wide receiver in the league, and he deserves a lot of credit because I didn't think he had it in him. This year, I think he does. I think Dak Prescott. I think there's a lot of people that believe the Cowboys are going to be a surprise team in the NFC that is fully loaded and ready to play. And anybody that's going to check out the quarterback Netflix documentary, which I haven't got a chance to check out yet. It started today. So if you haven't, definitely watch it. I've been watching every single season of it. I'm interested to see who's going to be on it. I heard Baker Mayfield's on it. Story, so I'm interested to see how those stories are going to appear for the fans to check out. So, but to me, George Pickens taking a contract like this and taking the tender like this and not fighting for the extension tells me maybe he's growing up. Maybe he's growing up. So my deuce of the day goes to the whole league. The whole league, because if this guy is going to play at a high level this year, watch out for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And that's for you, Dickie. That's for you, Nick.
That was horrible.
That's for all you Cowboy fans, because I believe the Cowboys are going to be a lot better than
if
people
defense
think.
is better, they're going to be a lot better.
Oh,
in the event that CeeDee Lamb stays healthy, watch them targets drop because they're not going to want to pay him that money.
He's still a big play guy.
He's still going to be a big
He
play
could
guy.
be a big play guy. If the targets drop, they're going to use that in the negotiation. They're going to say, "Hey, buddy, you only got 8 targets."
He'll use it as leverage.
I'm saying 12.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
And if you're a fantasy fan, take George Pickens in the top 3 rounds because I think he's going to be explosive this year. Give him. I'm predicting between 12 and 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns this year.
Hell no.
I'm just telling you what I've heard and what people are saying that he has been. His training is, dude. He dropped 5 pounds and he's got thicker and bigger. I like what I see with the Cowboys, and I think the Cowboys are going to be very, very explosive this year offensively, and their defense is going to be better than it was last. It has to be better.
They have young studs.
I mean, they was at the bottom. They got to go up.
They had, they're going to be much better. The defense is going to be much better. Caleb Downs, great new piece.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I love this. And
I'd be surprised if they stack him in that box down there. He'd be that 8.
I'm going to give a shout out to him. I have to give a shout out to Pickens because I did not think he was going to take this tender. I did not.
He should have forced their hand.
You could say whatever you want. I've seen players decide, hey, you know what?
I said he should have forced their hand.
I know a lot of players probably would have forced their hands. Darrelle Revis did it to the Jets and Rex Ryan. I remember when he was doing it, he sat out and they met at a diner. And I remember when they were Jets drive and you see them trying to negotiate the deal. You didn't see it with the cameras, but you heard it because somebody had a recorder, which I have no idea how and why that was going on. But we also saw Joe Shane go out there and speak to Saquon Barkley on the phone and pretty much told everybody after that, yeah, we're not giving him that extension. So right in front of all the Hard Knock fans. So it just shows you how stupid Joe Shane is. You don't do that. You don't throw your best player, your franchise player on the bus right in front of all the fans. And that's why he was attacked after that episode.
Don't worry, it was rewarded with a 3-year extension.
Who's on Hard Knocks this year, by the way? Is there anybody? Who's the team?
I thought it was
Cowgirls.
the Bears. But
Is it the Bears? I would love to see, if it's the Bears, I would love to see the Bears on Hard Knocks. I think they're great. They're young. And their coach.
No, it's the Seahawks. Wow. The
Yeah.
Super Bowl champs.
We should have spoke to Josh about that. That he was
coming
going to
back on.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Hard Knocks is in the beginning of the season.
Oh, he said he's already in it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have loved to hear what he had to say about Hard Knocks. And
it's weird because you don't really see it. I was there with the Rams when he did it, and you don't really you see the cameras, but you don't really. It's not really something that you realize that you're actually being a part of the production. It's just cameras everywhere, and then what you guys see. It doesn't. It's not like we are understanding that we're actually doing these things. It's like we're actually just carrying on. And they have certain moments in practice where they mic you up and they say, you mic'd up and you got to tell everybody because you don't want to be the feds or whatever. But it's not necessary. Like they do a good job with the production and make it seem more realistic. But in reality, when we at camp, we don't be knowing. We see these cameras, but you got to think about it. Like we still in the content creation era. So having cameras around isn't abnormal, so we don't necessarily know if this is content or Hard Knocks.
Were you there the first year in LA or the first year McVay?
Yeah, first year in LA. Yeah.
First year in LA.
With Fisher.
So Jeff Fisher's last year, yeah.
I remember when Fisher was on Hard Knocks. I remember those episodes. And I remember actually you on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Don't bring it up.
I'm just saying, I remember it.
I did. Hey, the fact that I got cut and they just like let it go, they really, OG on it was good. Yeah.
They didn't show that, but they showed
they gave me a check though.
Good camp. You had a good camp. They were saying that you were having a good camp. I remember Fisher talking to one of the defensive guys saying that Q looks pretty good. So I remember Hard Knocks that year. I forgot that you actually went to the Rams. I completely forgot that you played for the Rams until we spoke about it and say, I did play for the Rams. My final team that I played for was the Rams.
Yeah.
So
it was fun. It was fun. It was dope. That's where
Q, we talk about this all the time. And I speak about this where the show goes. I am not the kind of person that wants a camera following me all over, sticking right in my face.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys. I hate it. There's a guy that's on the show now in Mr. DJ Rez that loves it. He loves it. Everywhere we go when he's DJing, he's got people shouting his name and he loves it. He loves the girls and all the people staring at him. And I tell him, listen, by all means, you can take all the credit and all that stuff when we're on stage, we're spinning together. I could care less. I don't like the people bugging the crap out of me. Play this, Errol. Play that. Yeah, kiss my ass. And by the way, funny story is about DJ Rez. He told me over the weekend, and maybe one of these days we'll get him on the show and him speak about it. He almost got into a fist fight with one of the people because he was forcing his hand, telling him to play this, and he told him get away from the DJing booth, or I'm going to smack you silly. So, funny story is, and he's not one of those aggressive guys. He's not. By the way, he was also yelling at somebody when I was on the phone with him working out. Somebody almost ran him over. He's
what
like,
a life.
Oh my God! If there's anybody that you want to hear when you're speaking to him on the phone, when something crazy is happening, it's him. Everything happens to him. Everything happens to him. And he won't deny it either. And where is he anyways? Is he in the back?
He's in the backstage.
All right.
He'll come in and spin some music during the sports minute.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a quick break. We have Alrighty Them. We have the MLB All-Star recap, Tic-Tac-No, and Call Your Shot. A lot more to go. And yes, the show, it will end on time tonight and definitely early, we hope. But first, we'll go to a sports minute.
This is the New York Sports Loudmouth Sports Minute.
All right, guys. FIFA president Gianni Infantino confirmed Sunday. All right, guys. Aaron Fishman here with your Sports Minute. Got a couple of stories for you before we get into the scores tonight. The FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, confirmed Sunday that the soccer organization will discuss an expansion to 64 teams for the Men's World Cup after the 2026 tournament. This would be a further expansion upon this year's move to 48 teams from the customary 32. This is certainly an issue that will be looked at and discussed in the relevant committees after this World Cup. They told Infantino told a Swiss broadcaster, Blue Sport, when asked about the possibility of a 64-team tourney. When you organize a World Cup, it is important that you organize it for the whole world. It's not just Europe and South America, but the entire world effectively. Every nation should be able to dream of taking part in the World Cup. We can see that the quality of teams is extremely high, and it's getting higher and higher everywhere in the world. If you don't give smaller countries the chance to participate in the World Cup, they also lose the incentive to keep improving. There has been opposition to this move from CONCACAF President Victor Montagliani and UEFA President Alexander Ceferin, as well as many others, including Ghana manager Carlos Queiroz, who said the expansion turned the contest into a vulgar, ordinary competition. The FIFA boss is likely to ignore these concerns, though, as more teams means more games and more tickets sold and games to sell media rights to. My prediction, get ready for the 64-team World Cup in 2030. And the All England Club held the prestigious Wimbledon tennis tournament these past few weeks. And before we get into some all-time great tennis players, a quick recap of these finals. 9th seed Linda Noskova came back from second set meltdown to win her first Grand Slam over number 10 seed Karolina Muchova, 6-2, 5-7, 6-3. Noskova becomes the third Czech woman to win the title in the past 4 years after Marketa Vondrousova did it in 2023 and Barbara Krejcova did it in 2024. Muchova is also Czech and was actually Noskova's double partners in the 2024 Olympics, where they finished fourth. On the men's side, it was world number 1 seed Jannik Sinner taking out tournament number 2 seed Alexander Zverev 6-7, 7-6, 6-3, 6-4 to defend his title for now back-to-back Wimbledon championships. This is Sinner's 5th career Grand Slam and is a strong statement after an uncharacteristic second-round loss at the French Open earlier this year. This one means a lot because it was tough this is a tough one after Paris again. I'm proud of myself and my team, which continues to push me in the right direction. Along the way in the semifinals, Sinner easily defeated legendary champion Novak Djokovic, who was having an incredible run once again at the age of 39 before losing in straight sets to the eventual champ. The win for Sinner was his 10th straight over Zverev, who won the French Open this year. Despite the loss, Zverev will jump to the number 2 seed in the world tennis standings as current number 2 Carlos Alcaraz, the only person to really challenge Sinner consistently in recent years, missed both the French and Wimbledon with a right wrist injury. And just a couple of things in sports. We have the ESPYs going on right now. I'm sure Jalen Brunson will win all the awards. Baseball doesn't pick back up until Thursday with the Mets in Philly playing the Phillies. So everyone's staying in there. I guess Juan Soto gets to stay there after the All-Star game. Everyone else will meet him there for Thursday, picking up the second half of baseball's season. And earlier today, as we spoke about, Argentina came back to defeat England 2-1 in the World Cup semis. Guys, we're streaming live on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube on our NYS SPT Loudmouth handle, on Facebook under the Worldwide Sports Radio Network handle, and on Twitter under our host handle at EarlMarks34. Keep downloading an Apple Podcast and watch us both there and on Spotify, now in video. Make sure you like and subscribe to all our shorts, reels, TikToks, and longer videos you see from us throughout the week. Now back to Errol Q, Speedy, and the crew for our next segment on New York's Sports Loudmouth.
We're back. Hello? You're listening to the New York Sports Loudmouth.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and that was DJ Rez. He was giving you a spin, and we're going to be doing this every single break. He's going to give you all his breaks. We're going to spin some hip-hop, some R&B, all that other stuff. If you're a sports fan and you're a music fan, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to mix it with both, and we're even going to bring some new artists, maybe artists you've never heard on the show. So get ready. It's going to be a completely different appreciation of music, okay? You're listening to New York Sports Loudmouth. My name is Errol Marks, and my co-host is Mr. Quentin Copels, Dickie Braggs, and Speedy Petey. Executive producer, Mr. Aaron Fishman. On the back end, Mr. Nithin Ramachandra. There he is. Nice little flex. All right. Do you flex, Nithin? Give him a flex, Nith. Just flex a little bit so we can see that flex. There it is. Flex.
Let's go.
There it is. There it is. I mean, it's a little scary. I don't want
Shout out to DJ Rez.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Rez.
Jameson, Josh, and all the guys, all our different come in. So shout out to them. Go to our website at worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out all our shows throughout the week, including New York Sports Loudmouth, every single Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. All you have to do to tune in and check out our local listings for all our shows is go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. And I want to say something. All the fans out there asked me, why don't we make some music? And that was one of the things, knowing that I DJ on the side every single weekend. And me and Rez are guys, we've been working together for over the last couple of months. We've known each other for over 2 years, and he's one of the most talented DJs in the industry. One of those old-time scratch DJs, techniques. He's a little bit older than all of us, but the guy's got a tremendous ability of scratching into one track to another, and obviously mixing. So happy to have him on. And it's gonna, when we start doing live shows, it's going to be very unique doing something like that and bringing the music industry and the sports industry in one. And by the way, for all the fans out there that don't know, well, we are brought to you by Omaha Steaks, ladies and gentlemen, and they're nice and juicy. Omaha Steaks is giving an extra 10% off on all orders if you're a New York Sports Loudmouth fans. Just click the www.omahasteaks.com/New York Sports Loudmouth link, or go to our website at worldwidesportsradio.com and click the Omaha Steaks logo. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like your steaks nice and juicy and you want to go out there and buy yourself a nice $50, $60, $70 steak, and they are big, massive steaks, you get 10% off if you're a fan of ours. Just go to the link. It's easy, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the New York Sports Loudmouth link, and you get yourself a nice, juicy steak for a pretty decent price. Speedy, have you tried yet an Omaha steak?
Again, if my uncle were to make it, I might have had it. He's never told me specifically.
So your uncle never
That's
tells
a
you
good steak.
Well, I've had a steak long time ago, but I still have a $100 rebate, which I want to use. I haven't had a chance. I've been very, very busy. But when I get a chance, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what it tastes like when I get a chance. Anyways.
It's a good steak, man. I had it, when was it? I was up there a couple months ago. It's a great steak. They definitely deliver fast. And so definitely go check out Omaha Steaks and use that hashtag.
And they're a pure sponsor of the New York Sports Loudmouth, ladies and gentlemen. So you better try a steak, or I might have to smack you around a little bit. That's all I'm going to say. I'll take the steak and smack you around with the steak. How about that? I'll beat you with the steak. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
I've never tried that before, but hey.
Sure you have it.
I haven't, but it sounds like a good idea. I mean, pretty damn big steak. So anyways, we call this Alrighty Then.
Alrighty then. Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. All right, Speedy, hit the music. Let's get it going on this one. So here we go, guys. Alrighty then. This is our literary segment. If you didn't know, Errol Marks is one of the hottest writers on the internet. Our website, worldwidesportsradio.com, gets over 500,000 people going to it every single month. On top of that, you can catch all of the best clips from our show there, as well as articles, not just from Errol, but also from a team of writers under Nithin Ramachandra's NR Media Company. Again, a lot of those articles then get put up on Reddit, where we have comments from fans like you. Those comments are going to be read in this segment, and Errol will react to some of your comments. If you would like to comment on one of these articles and have those comments read on the air, Speedy, tell them where they could find our Reddit.
All right, your worldwide sports radio network powered by New York's Sports Loudmouth.
All right, so there it is. And this one is about the fight between Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. We can get the music a little louder. I don't
Hey, you
really
can
hear
go a little
anything
louder with the music.
at all. But let's get it up there. Here's the article. I'm going to read an excerpt of it real quick, and then Errol is going to get going. So we got the music. Giannis leaves, and Bam starts throwing hands. Tyler Hero found out this ain't Heat culture. It's Fight Club. All right, so here's the picture. And here we go. You ever leave a job thinking everything's cool, hug everybody goodbye, and then 2 weeks later, somebody wants to punch you in the face at the company picnic? Well, welcome to the NBA. Apparently, Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo decided Summer League in Las Vegas wasn't enough entertainment. Forget watching the rookies. The real main event was allegedly Bam and Hero having a confrontation that reportedly turned physical. Now, nobody from Miami or Milwaukee wants to say anything. Of course they don't. They're treating this thing like it was filmed by Area 51 security cameras. Then Patrick Beverley jumps into the conversation because, of course, Patrick Beverley jumps into the conversation. Pat Bev basically looked at Tyler Hero and said, "You're letting somebody punch you? Go take some lessons." Pat Beverley has never seen a microphone he didn't want to wrestle. Here's what's hilarious. The Heat finally land Giannis Antetokounmpo, the biggest move in franchise history in years. You'd think everyone would be celebrating. Pat Riley should be sitting on South Beach with a smile from ear to ear. Instead, former teammates are allegedly trying to settle their differences, like they're headlining WrestleMania. Heat culture? More like heat temper. Speedy.
All right, so I posed the question: is culture dead based off of this? This first one, jogging junkie. I don't think the culture is outdated. Culture is outdated. The concept, but the culture itself is. And you need to find players that fit the culture with more of a modern twist, more to cater to the young guys.
Jogging junkie, I would agree with you. And again, going back to what the Heat has done in the offseason, they added Giannis, but they didn't add a guard. And that's going to be a problem this year when you're playing teams like the Knicks, you're playing teams like the 76ers, teams that can play at a high level with the point guard and two guard. And that's going to be the problem. Nobody's going to argue Bam Adebayo and Giannis aren't going to be dominant inside. But what are they going to do on the outside? How are they going to defend guys like Jalen Brunson? How are they going to defend guys like Jaylen Brown? That is going to be the problem, I believe, with the Miami.
All right, this one from freaking Carl. Maybe it's our guy, Carl. Always convinced it's Spoelstra magic, not Heat culture. He just knows how to coach basketball, hold players accountable, and he's had a crazy locker room. And we're going back to Quentin Goat and LeBron with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
By the way, thank you, freaking Carl. I agree with you, but here's the thing. Spoelstra is a great coach. He is one of the best defensive minds in the NBA, and he's won championships, and he's won it. He's also brought bad teams all the way to the finals. Yeah, you got guys like Jimmy Bucket. Jimmy Bucket's a great player, but that team, that all-around team, was not better than the Boston Celtics when they went all the way to the finals. It was his defense and the way he played his defense, and the way he pushed his defense. So I completely love the take. I think Spoelstra is magic, and I think Spoelstra is still a top 3 manager, a top 3 coach in the NBA.
All right, this one's from ESP 30. One of the players that got hit is no longer a Heat player. I'm out here going to trade him for the Bucks. If he was, we wouldn't be hearing about this.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
So one of the players is Tyler Hero, who's no longer a Heat player. I'm sure if he still was, we wouldn't have heard anything about their culture being questioned.
Thank you, Leia. And I would agree with you. I think Tyler Hero is a guy that is a really good two-dimensional type of player. He's a good offensive player, a half-decent defensive player. But the problem right now with Tyler Hero is he was traded for Giannis. There's no argument to it. Giannis is one of the best big men in the NBA. And what he has done for the Heat and to deliver a guy like Giannis, he'll always be remembered. No matter where Tyler Hero goes in his career, goes to Milwaukee, stays in Milwaukee, goes to LA, goes to Oklahoma City, wherever he goes, he is always going to be remembered as the guy that was traded for Giannis. So I understand he was upset when he got moved, but he was traded for one of the best players in the league. That's all I'm going to say about that.
All right, this one from Whatever Bish. No, it just means some players are just not built for Heat culture, and he or she, whoever it was, called Tyler Hero soft.
Thank you, whatever. I don't think Tyler Hero is soft. Bam Adebayo's a big man. He's 6'10", 6'11", big man, does mixed martial arts, trains in the offseason. He boxes. I'm not going to say. I say the same about Jaylen Brown. You could say whatever you want about Jaylen Brown. He's a wimp on the court, whatever. He gets pushed around. This guy's a fighter. He fights. He trains, boxes. His grandfather was a boxer. I'm not going to take any shots at Tyler Hero and say that he's soft. He's not soft. He fights. Just like Dante DiVincenzo, when he went over to the Timberwolves, everybody said, oh, he's easy to push around. As we all know, he wasn't easy to push around when he was with the Knicks, and he wasn't easy when he was with the Timberwolves. So I disagree with you. Hero is not soft.
All right, last one from Bad Decisions. I always thought Heat culture was more about work ethic and discipline and not so much about team chemistry, and this kind of trade was indicative.
Well, thank you, Bad, but I will say this. The Heat have not been an elite team in the NBA since LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, and even Ray Allen, Haslam, and the leadership they have over there. For years, they've had great coaching, great GM, and they've had guys like Jimmy Buckets. They've had players that you can win with, but not elite teams. They're not an elite team now, and they weren't an elite team over the last couple of years. They were elite when LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh was there, and that's what they're trying to chase again. They're trying to chase another championship. Pat Riley's getting old. He's in his 80s. He wants to see at least one more championship before he's gone, or he decides to retire as the GM or the executive of the organization. I'd like to see it too, or not. I don't want to see Pat Riley win anymore. He left the Knicks. The Knicks treated him like crap. He could have been the GM for the Knicks. LeBron James could have been drafted. Well, Dwayne Wade could have been drafted with the Knicks. And then LeBron James and Chris Bosh could have came to the Knicks, and maybe they win multiple championships, and then they transition to Jalen Brunson. I doubt it, because and everything wouldn't have worked out the way they did. But anyways, I agree with everything and all the arguments with all you guys. I think the chemistry of this team is going to depend on Giannis and Bam Adebayo inside. And they need a guard. So if they're going to go into the season with the guard players they have right now, and Powell's the guy that's going to be handling the ball and bringing it up, good friggin' luck. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. That's all we got.
I'm not saying, by the way, I'm reading what Jameson said. He says Errol wouldn't hate LeBron anymore. I don't hate LeBron. I really don't hate LeBron. I have for years, Speedy. I'm not one of the guys that have always stuck up for LeBron James.
Brian Snow is the most extreme we've heard.
I don't hate LeBron James. What I hate about LeBron James lovers is they're trying to compare him to Jordan. And there's just, I'm sorry, you cannot compare him to Michael Jordan in a time and in a decade. Well, Michael Jordan, there was hand checking. It was more physical. It was a different game. If Michael Jordan played in the time of now, where you're not allowed to put a pinky on somebody or you're going to the free throw line, he'd go to the free throw line 50, 60 times. Michael Jordan was great at drawing fouls, one of the best the NBA's ever seen. You look at James Harden, Mr. Flopper, SGA, all these guys, they're floppers. Michael Jordan didn't flop. He'd get thrown. That's what Michael Jordan got. He would go up for a layup and they would throw him to the second half of the second row of the seats. I mean, Michael Jordan was getting abused, and he did it at such a high level. So it's not taking shots at Q and saying Q isn't wrong, that you can argue LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, when you look at the decades and you look at how talented and who Michael Jordan played, and I went over this a couple of weeks ago with one of my friends, when I looked at who Michael Jordan played, and you look at some of the great players, the Carmelones of the world, David Robinson's.
Give me Giannis.
Giannis.
Over Carmelo any
does
day.
Giannis play as aggressive?
Give me Giannis over Carmelo any day.
Does he?
Take Stockton away, we don't even know who Malone is.
For example, for the youth.
I'm just saying. Give me Giannis
What I would say
Carmelo.
right now, if these guys, and again, going back to former players that have played in the league, and even Ron Harper. Ron Harper's son is playing in the NBA right now, Dylan Harper. He's a sensational player. His other son's playing in the NBA. He said that if his son played in the NBA in the 90s, he wouldn't be the offensive player that he'd be right now. And it's
Sure.
true because it's a different game. It was a different game.
I
Handshake,
know, but Steve Kerr
physically.
so happened to make himself a
Steve
name
Kerr
in that
wasn't a
league.
great player. He was a shooter.
he
That's all he
survived
was.
the league. He
Yeah,
survived it.
yeah, he got
survived
punched out by Michael Jordan too. I remember those stories of being punched out.
So I'm just saying, miss me with this survival tip where we have guys like Steve Kerr in there.
I'm not taking shots at Steve Kerr either.
I'm not taking a shot. I'm just saying if he could do it, I got Ron Harper Jr. being able to survive.
I'm Ron. Again, it wasn't Ron Harper Jr. It's Dylan Harper. That's what you mean.
Or Dylan Harper.
Dylan Harper. And
I mean, they're
my
both in the
argument,
league, so
yes, I'm only saying this. And again, Shaquille O'Neal was on a show recently, and he was speaking to Logan Paul and his buddy, and they were arguing who's the greatest basketball player of all time. And he says, I played with Jordan and I played with LeBron. He said, quick and very easy. I was scared to play against Michael Jordan. I wasn't scared to play against LeBron. That's what he said. And I'm just saying what he said. He said that Michael Jordan was an assassin. I was scared to step on a court with him. I was worried what he was going to do.
Isaiah Thomas that.
Yeah, I was worried every time he stepped on the court what he
that.
was going to do to me. So, and he said LeBron was great. LeBron is great. He's one of the elite players the NBA is ever going to see. And you can argue that LeBron is this greatest. That's what Shaq said. But he says, in my point of view, I played against both guys at the high level. Michael Jordan was untouchable, and nobody should argue that. Michael Jordan was special.
And the first 7 years, it was pretty touchable.
Dude, Michael Jordan was
just saying.
You could say whatever you want.
And I hate when I say like this
O'Neal on the Logan Paul show
untouchable.
Recently. They keep it because this is going to go back and forth. LeBron's going to retire probably in the next 2 years. He's going to play again.
Yeah, you still got 3 or 4 in them.
And I do believe that LeBron deserves a lot of credit for how his longevity and how long he's been in the league and all these records that he's breaking. Again, Michael Jordan, when he was playing at such a high level, he played 82 games a season. He didn't miss games. He wasn't all about, I gotta be ready for the playoffs. LeBron will play 56, 58 games and say, I'm going to sit out for the second half of the season because I'm here to win championships. Michael Jordan was here. He was saying, I'm here to satisfy the fans. I want the fans the fans come to see me. They want to see me on the basketball court. That's the facts. You could say whatever you want. LeBron doesn't care about the fans, obviously. He cares about winning.
The fans don't care about him neither.
What? I'm sorry?
The fans don't care about him neither.
That's not
what
true.
I'm saying. Fans don't care about Jordan either. They don't pay no bills. They don't do nothing like that.
You're telling me right now the fans don't care about LeBron James and Michael Jordan?
They don't buy those sneakers anymore.
I completely disagree with you.
Yeah, you can buy the sneaker. You don't care about him. That's what I'm saying.
Wait a second. So
you like the sneaker. You buy the sneaker because you can put
Michael Jordan makes $55 million a year on his sneaker sales. He makes $55 million a year on his sneaker sales. And you're going to tell me that every single year there's $400 million worth of sneakers being sold, and it's all the different hats that he's selling and school bags that he's selling, and jeans or whatever the hell he's selling. You're going to tell me the fans don't care about him?
It's just merch. It's just merch.
Merch. He's become an icon. He is the icon of basketball.
He is
honestly.
The merch.
He is the merch. And here's another thing. Everybody knows that Jerry West is the logo. He's the logo. And a lot of people wanted to change that to Kobe Bryant.
In that tough era you was just talking about.
I'm just saying, he is the logo of the NBA. And to me, Michael Jordan and him floating in the air and his logo, that should be the NBA logo.
He's a sponsor.
He is. Every single team has his logo on his jersey. So I think that the NBA should kind of change the Jerry West to Michael Jordan because he is the NBA. He was the NBA. He changed it internationally. You could say whatever you want. And LeBron has taken that to another level. There's no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if anybody, it should be LeBron.
But again, the NBA wouldn't be the NBA if it wasn't for Michael Jordan. And those are the facts. You can say whatever you want. Yeah.
The NBA was very prominent before Michael Jordan.
No, it wasn't.
Magic and Bird.
No, it wasn't. Okay, so I'm going to tell you.
There's a problem
so I don't know if you've checked out some of the documentaries that have been out, but Jerry Buss bought the Lakers. He bought the Lakers. He kind of like spin the wheel and made the deal and secured the Lakers. And when he drafted, he made the move to bring in Magic Johnson. That changed the NBA. But Magic Johnson said, in 91, he said the NBA really wasn't going to take off after, obviously, the HIV situation. Larry Bird was he was starting to tail off. I mean, he was still playing at a high level, but he was tailing. Okay. They needed something. And he said that If Michael Jordan wasn't there, the NBA would have fallen apart. As a matter of fact, he brought the international game to higher levels after 92 and the Dream Team. Michael Jordan did. You could say whatever you want. Those players, look at all the guys, John Stockton, Karl Malone, David Robinson, Charles Barkley, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, all those, but Chris Mullin, those great, Christian Laettner. Yeah, right. I mean, everything that the NBA is today was Michael Jordan. Say whatever you want. Why does LeBron James wear the number 23 or wore the number 23?
He wore it.
Why? Why did he wear the number 23?
And he wore 6 as
yes,
well. So.
I know what he wore when he went to when he went over there.
He chose his number. That's why.
Yeah, he chose his number. Right. Okay.
Why did Jordan wear 23?
Listen, if you are going to tell me right now, you can argue and people can argue that LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time because of statistics. I can argue to you, basketball wouldn't be basketball without what Michael Jordan has done for the game of basketball.
Because it survived before and after him.
Really? It wouldn't have survived if
it got more. It got better.
No, it
growth
didn't.
After him is indicative of his stamp. On
how's it indicative?
By the way,
who's carrying the torch?
Let me ask you a question, Q.
He ain't going. He's not gone. Look at how many schools put his logo on their uniforms.
Yeah, still there. Yeah, he's still there.
Jordan.
By the way,
a business deal is now.
Look at your alma mater. You got Jordan. You got Jordan all over your uniforms.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Q.
Yeah.
Who sells the most sneakers every single year?
Who sells Nike?
Who has more sales for their sneakers every single year?
Nike.
Who sells them? I'm talking about
Nike.
Basketball players, football players.
If you want my answer,
Jordan is Nike. Jordan is Nike. That's what
no.
He is
He's
Nike.
Under the Nike umbrella.
He is Nike. Derek Jeter, Luka Doncic, all the greats. Carmelo Anthony, they all played under the Jordan logo. They all did. What's his name again? Dirk Nowitzki played under the Jordan label. They all did.
Who's Jordan logo under?
What Nike? But Nike wouldn't be Nike if it wasn't for Michael Jordan.
We're talking about. You either gonna talk about the CEO or the COO. Okay, we just talking about
Michael Jordan.
That's corrupt.
First of all, Michael Jordan had a choice between Converse and Puma, and if you watch the movie, you know the movie. He was pretty much begged to go to Nike. And if it wasn't for him going to Nike, Nike wouldn't even exist. Nike would have been gone.
Here we go.
Nike would have been gone.
Listen, it's one thing to be a fan, and I love Mike.
Nike is
but to sit here and act like everything starts and ends with Michael is just insane. You talk about LeBron fans. This is insane take. You just told me that Nike would be nothing without Michael Jordan, and you just told me that the NBA would be nothing without Michael Jordan. And we have evidence that both existed prior and post Michael Jordan. That's crazy. That's worse than any LeBron fan ever.
I completely disagree with you. And LeBron James,
of course,
LeBron James wouldn't even have the money that he is bringing in through his sneaker deal if it wasn't for Michael Jordan.
Sir.
Michael changed everything.
Are you serious?
Everything. Yes, I'm serious. Dude, his mom and him changed everything. Yes.
Nike was nothing before Michael?
100%. They were falling apart. They were falling apart.
No. You have to be something to fall apart. No, you can't just fall apart being nothing.
If you know the story,
Nike didn't have the stranglehold on basketball. Converse was still leading the way.
And
Adidas, they were.
Had a big market share.
But was Nike
Reebok,
there?
Like Nike, when Michael Jordan signed with Nike took over the game completely. There's not even
it was
close.
Still a Converse era, right? It was a Converse era still until he established
in his first year of sneaker sales sold more sneakers than anybody sold in a 3-year sale.
Jordan
personally,
of all time.
I'm not knocking what his accomplishments. I'm a fan of Jordan. I'm just saying, I think it's crazy to think that
you better be a fan of Jordan.
Two mega industries start and stops with Michael Jordan. That is insane. That's it. If that's the case, Michael Jordan could have. Michael Jordan is an owner. He could start his own league, which he won't because he can't do that. He was a terrible owner, and we all know that. And he would start his own company, his shoe company, and get from under the Nike umbrella, which he can't because he understands what it is to be up under the Nike umbrella. And therefore, he would never branch away from that because, again, it worked perfectly in regards to a business deal between him and Nike. He didn't make Nike, and Nike didn't make him. I put it that way.
You're completely wrong. You're completely wrong. He made Nike.
You know how many signature athletes Nike have?
Yes, because of him.
It's not because of Michael Jordan.
Yes, Michael
Tell you
Jordan.
what, they might have a lot of signature, but nobody else is. Everybody is going for the Michael Jordan deal. Like LeBron tried to get the Michael Jordan deal with 100%. Nike.
No, we got other guys out here. We got Anthony Edwards with Adidas. We got all kinds of Melo Ball with Puma. People making brands everywhere else. It's not a numbers thing with me. I'm just saying you can't sit here and act like it starts and ends.
He
with
built
Michael.
the brand. He built the Jordan brand. Everybody's a brand now. LeBron is a brand because of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did. The destination.
LeBron was the guy in high school. They said he could play in the NBA in the sophomore. You know what happened to Michael Jordan in high school? He got cut from a varsity basketball team. So miss me with that. This is that. Okay, two different situations.
He won a
two different
national
situations.
championship.
Two different situations.
Really?
Yeah, one could actually play in the NBA, and one was getting cut.
Did LeBron win a national championship? Yes or no?
He made the team while somebody was getting cut.
Really? He did because he went right from high school to the NBA. And Michael Jordan, you could say whatever you want, and to me, you have your own opinion, and I respect it. I respect it. I'm not going to say that you don't, and I don't. And for all the fans out there that know me, I do not hate LeBron James. I think he's I've always said he's the second greatest basketball player of all time.
No, it's the ornament stuff.
No,
yeah. He's the best, and then Jordan's right there second.
No, again, you're correcting what I'm not saying, and you're saying what you're saying. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player by far, and then there's LeBron James, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And that's what I would say. Those are my top three.
Got to Bill in there somewhere.
And then I would put, and I honestly, I'm just being honest, I love Larry Bird. So I think if you would ask me, I think Larry Bird was the fourth greatest basketball player of all time because of his game, the way he played at such a high level. People forget, everybody keeps talking about what Magic Johnson did. Who beat Magic Johnson in college? You know, he was the only one to beat Magic Johnson, and Magic Johnson beat Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson beat Larry Bird. And these guys love each other. They're like butt buddies now. They love each other. I'm just saying they're very close with one another. They know each other. Their wives know each other. So we know the background of both players. But when they played against each other in college, they did not like each other. And what made the NBA so great in the 80s and the 90s, all these players hated each other. If you didn't play on those teams, they hated one another. Now everybody loves each other. Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Because the game is not fun. You want these guys
it is fun
out there. No, it's not.
You just had the most viewed NBA championship.
Yeah, and you know why? Because the Knicks went out there and
now
didn't
it's the
like
reason
anybody.
why.
The Knicks went out there. The Knicks went out there.
You said it was boring, including the Knicks. Now all of a sudden it's the Knicks.
Second. I didn't say it was boring. The championship.
You said it's not like. No, you said the NBA is boring.
Yes, it is.
And now you're saying that the NBA championship is not boring because the New York Knicks was there.
The NBA regular season is boring. It is. It's boring. Nobody cares about the regular NBA season.
No, a lot of people. That's why they keep signing streaming deals.
Really? Nobody cares about the regular NBA season. Only guys and girls that like it is the bettors.
Why do we cover it then if we don't like
the NBA season? Because
do we cover it? Yes or no? Do we cover
everything? We cover everything.
Not even our bettors like the NBA season.
No,
the regular season.
They don't like
the
it.
NBA season. I love going to games. Come on.
I'm not saying going to games. I'm talking about watching those games on television when half the players aren't even playing. They're sitting out because they got to make sure they're ready for the playoffs. That's what always happens.
We had 1-2 years of that.
How about this next 2-week period of no sports? You're just gonna watch regular season baseball.
He prefer watching Wimbledon in the tennis.
Oh, actually, I didn't want to speak about Wimbledon.
Quinn's
I didn't want to speak about Wimbledon because Fish. Actually, we were going to do something for In Like Flynn about the greatest tennis players of all time, which we didn't get a chance to last.
You better be careful with that Michael Jordan slander. His North Carolina.
I ain't slandering him. That's what y'all misinterpreting. Yeah, I'm misinterpreting my take. I'm never slandering him. He's the guy. He's my guy. But at the end of the day,
he is the GOAT.
By the end of the day, I got to be honest.
He did say he was like a bad dude last.
He appreciates that. Huh?
No, first
You
of
said
all,
that he wasn't exactly a great dude.
He's an
morally.
asshole, and everybody knows that he's an
that's
asshole.
not true.
That's
That's
a
not
big.
true.
You don't. You got to know. You're not around
That's
these
not
people who are
Q,
saying it.
he saved the earth from the Monstars. I have no idea what you're talking about. That guy is a hero.
He's got the
I
key to
agree.
everything.
Kyrie Irving thinks the Earth is flat.
And he gave us an understanding of what aliens
and
are.
Steph Curry says we never been on the moon. I'm tired. I listen to these NBA players and their takes. Speaking of takes, we're going into Jordan. Jordan Walker won the 2026 Home Run Derby in Philadelphia, beating Phillies star Kyle Schwarber in the finals, becoming the first Cardinals player to win the Home Run Derby. MLB changed the format again, getting rid of the timed format and instead giving batters 20 swings in the first round and 15 each in the next 2 rounds. Many fans like the new format without the time, especially with more home runs over 430 feet. But there were only 131 home runs hit total after there were 210 last year. In the All-Star game, the American League won 4-0. First shutout in an All-Star game since 2013. Cody Bellinger, a Yankee, was named the All-Star Game MVP, becoming the 4th Yankee player to ever be named All-Star Game MVP. Cody Bellinger and Ben Rice, who both had RBIs in the first inning, became the first Yankee teammates to both have RBIs in an All-Star game since Tom Tresh and Roger Maris did in 1962. I could care less about the Home Run Derby. A lot of people were taking shots about what happened in the finals with Jordan Walker and Kyle Schwarber, that everybody wanted Jordan Walker to win, which is ridiculous. Kyle Schwarber was at home. Kyle Schwarber was home. He was in Philadelphia. Why would anybody want to see Jordan Walker win? So I don't get it. And again, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The Home Run Derby is just for the fans. 430 feet, 15 home runs, 20 home runs. I used to love watching the Home Run Derby because I got a chance to see the stars. I got to see the great players, the Don Mattingly's when he was in the Home Run Derby, or the Aaron Judges, or the Alex Rodriguez's. I wanted to see that, the Ken Griffey Jr.'s. When we're out here and we're watching these Home Run Derbies now, to me, it's a prima donna thing. It really is. Watching these guys, let's see how sweet the swing is. How far are they hitting it? How fast is their bat speed? How fast is the ball hitting the bat and going out? It's ridiculous. Who cares? It's a home run. That's it. The fans catch it. They love it. They cheer for it. Why does anybody care about the Home Run Derby? Why does anybody care about the All-Star game when it means nothing? It means nothing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting here today and I love baseball. Love it. And I love the playoffs. And I love 162 games, even though half of the 162 games I don't watch. You know why? It doesn't mean anything in the first half. It means everything in the second half when the team makes a trade, or the team fixes up their bullpen, or they add another bat to their lineup, or their best player comes back, Aaron Judge, from an injury. That's what I care about. And the fact here is the All-Star game's here for the kids. That's what it's here for. The fans. The fans to go and watch these guys hit Goliath home runs, 500 feet, 700 feet. Well, nobody hits at 700 feet. If I ever seen that, I'd say that's pretty hard. But pause. But again, I watched this. I watched the All-Star game, and I did pop on the All-Star game here and there yesterday, and I wasn't really big watching it because it was 4-0. The pitching looked great for the American League. The pitching looked great for the National League. And the National League is expected to be the better conference out of the American League. Whoever comes out of the National League, some people say, is going to win the whole thing. Win the whole thing. But that doesn't mean anything. The Blue Jays were 1 win away from winning a World Series against the Dodgers last year. Did anybody think that was going to happen? They had Dylan Cease. Why was Dylan Cease the starting pitcher for the American League this year? But I'll tell you this. Cam Schlittler didn't pitch. He didn't pitch. Why? Because he's a team player. What did he say? He said, Cole came back. He's not 100%. Max Fried isn't healthy. All these guys are not healthy. I got to make sure that I'm healthy for the rest of the season. I have not pitched 200 innings in my career. I want to make sure that I'm going to be ready to do that. So he decided not to pitch in his first All-Star game. That says a lot about the kid. It does. Sit here today. You can argue your points, whatever you want to argue about. Cam Schlittler's all about the team. Cody Bellinger came out and he said he didn't want to play in the WBC because he was brought to the Yankees and he was paid by the Yankees to win championships. And Cody Bellinger is the first player in history to win a regular season MVP. He's won the World Series MVP. He won a World Series. He won an All-Star MVP, and I think he won the NLCS MVP as well. He is the only player in Major League history to ever do that. You're talking about some of the greats: Babe Ruth, Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, Ted Williams, all these greats, Barry Bonds. None of them did that. He is the first player to do that. It says a lot about Cody Bellinger for all the Yankee fans. And I want to give a shout out to Jabba Chamberlain, because Jabba told me if the Yankees sign Cody Bellinger and get the deal that they wanted, which they did, they got less years. The contract, I mean, the money was a little bit up there, but it wasn't that bad. To get Cody Bellinger has been up and down all season long, but he's still playing. He made the All-Star team, and he's still playing at a pretty good level. To have Cody Bellinger and Ben Rice play and have the season that Ben Rice is having right now, this is the only reason why the Yankees are the second best team in the American League. Does that mean that the Yankees can't win the World Series this year? No. If you have pitching, you have Cam Schlittler. If he's pitching like that, if Garrett Cole can wake up from his his baby in his stomach. I mean, I'm watching Garrett Cole, and I remember before he got hurt, before he tore his ACL, he had a flat stomach. He looked like he was in shape. Now, when I look at Garrett Cole on the mound, he looks like he's having triplets.
You're accusing Garrett Cole of being pregnant.
I'm just saying, watching Garrett Cole on the mound, he's not the same pitcher. He's not. And he's making $38 million. He is. And the Yankees could say whatever they want. He decided not to, actually, at the last minute, because he was thinking, him and his agent were thinking about taking, what was he? He was
qualifying offer
and leaving the Yankees, or trying to see who's going to pay him more. And then at the last minute, he decided to buy into the offer and take the offer that the Yankees gave him. And he didn't decide to take, what is the thing? It's not qualify offer. He could opt out of his contract.
Which I guess he was smart to do, because then he got hurt, I think, 2 months later.
He had a chance to opt out of his contract. And then at the last minute, when a lot of people say he was going to opt out, he opted in. And I think the Yankees knew that because he opted in, it was because he had shoulder or elbow problems, and this was going to happen. The same thing happened to Soriano. Remember that? Soriano was up. Luis Savarino. Luis Savarino was going to become a free agent after his Cy Young year. He had a great year. He was one of the top 3 pitchers in the American League. I remember it. And then the Yankees negotiated a deal, an unbelievable deal. It was like a 4-year deal. And everybody was like, why did he take less money to stay with the Yankees? And then what happened over the offseason? He had shoulder surgery. He was out practically almost the whole season there. And then he had elbow surgery. He was out for 2 years for the Yankees. So think about that. The Yankees knew something. But this team right now, going into the second half, I trust that Brian Cashman is going to add players and bring players to this team that are going to help them move forward. As a Met, if you're a Met fan, I feel bad for you. And why? Because the organization has a tremendous amount of young talent. Ewing looks like he's a player. Binge looks like a player. But you have a leader like Juan Soto, who, by the way, you're not going to be able to get rid of right now, even though he's a great player. Nobody's taking $68 million a year. I'm sorry, nobody's doing that. They have a chance to move Lindor. They're not going to be able to move Lindor before the trade deadline. So you're going to have to hold on to him. Now you're going into a strike year. Now you have that contract to deal with when the strike is over. It could be 50 games. They might miss half the season next year. Who knows what is going to happen? But when the season does start next year, you have to deal with moving that contract, which he's 1 year older, maybe 2 years older, who knows, and not the same player because he's missing most of the season right now. So if you're a Met fan right now, you can't be happy. And going back to the All-Star game, the MLB needs to get rid of it. They're not going to, because it's about the fans. It's about the kids, but they need to get rid of it. The flag football with the NFL needs to go. Have some kind of competition. You know, if you're hitting home runs, see how good these guys' arms are. I mean, you have Tarek Skubal and Cam Schlittler can throw 100 and something miles per hour.
Velocity competition. Hockey used to have that.
I mean,
no team will ever allow their best pitcher to participate in something like that.
All right, so not a velocity thing. I guess
it's a control thing, maybe. You like who can hit the most corners or something.
Yes. I mean, pinpoint throws. I mean, something of that magnitude. Maybe if you can throw at second base and you could throw it from there. I don't know.
I disagree with getting rid of the All-Star game altogether, but I also it used to decide who had home field advantage in the World Series. Like now it doesn't anymore. So now the game is meaningless. And you like, all right, Bellinger won the MVP, but he was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Does that scream all-star game MVP to you? No, it doesn't. I'd rather give it to a pitcher because the AL combined to pitch a shutout for the first time in however many years. It's how do you create buzz? Fish had a good idea. He was the home run derby, give him metal bats. They'll hit the ball 800 feet.
I don't want to see that.
I want to see that. Sure. I'd love to see it.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see something that to me
it's a good story. The kid that won the home run
derby. If you hit it 700-800 feet, it's going over the stadium. How are you going to catch it?
I understand that, but I'm saying it's a good story. The kid that won the home run derby, he's making $700,000 for the year, and he got $1 million winning the home run derby. Great story.
Here's what I think. If they want to do something for the All-Star game, make it like a Savannah Banana game. That's what I think they should do because that will interest the fans. That would interest the fans. That would interest the game. And look at all the rules that they have. It's interesting. It's fun to watch. They sell out. I mean, right now they have 3 million people waiting for tickets to open up. That's what I want to see. You want to open up the game, make the game look like it's unique and different. It's not doing well right now. Like I said, European football is moving ahead of them here in the States. And baseball needs to figure it out. And Rob Manfred's not the guy.
It's only because the World Cup here, but the World Cup's going to be gone in a week, and then
I'm not
back.
even speaking about the World Cup. Right now, if you were to tell me who's the biggest stars in sports that are playing here in America, are you going to tell me that Messi isn't a top 3? You're going to tell me Messi isn't a top 3 right now?
Aaron Judge.
I'm not.
Bet you Aaron Judge has more jersey sales than Messi does.
I'm talking about what he brings to the game. Since Messi has come to America in the last 2 years, look at the sales. Look at the growth. It's been different. And again, I don't even think the MLS is even close.
I'm not talking about the MLS. I'm not talking about MLS. I'm talking about the training facilities out here. I've heard there have been 15 new training soccer facilities built around the country because of all the growth of the sport. You could say whatever you want, but
They've been saying that for 30 years. It doesn't mean anything. Soccer doesn't grow because it's a pay-to-play
I disagree
sport.
with you. I disagree.
You're wrong. All the travel programs and all the payments are for coaching. And all
why are
the
kids getting sent to Real Madrid? Why are the kids going to Real Madrid? Why are a lot of these American players forming and building their stature, and why everybody keeps saying that college soccer here in the States is going to be even bigger in the next 8 to 10 years? Why are they doing that? They're going to Real Madrid.
Saying that after every World Cup, they say that about United States soccer.
Dickie, I'm talking about the last 2 years.
It's
why
the
is
same
baseball
talking point?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Why is baseball
you're categorically incorrect on this.
Down? No,
after the World
Baseball's
Cup,
trending down.
every 4 years they talk about the growth of soccer. It's the same talking points that the media talks about every time when there's a World Cup and the U.S. underperforms. It's the same thing. Oh, the growth is exploding. Blah, blah, blah.
Baseball is trending down. Why? I'll tell you why. You want me to tell you? You got an idiot running the organization, 1. Number 2, your superstar player is doing illegal things. That's 2. And number 3, when I look at the game as a whole, you have the Dodgers dominating because they found a leak, found a way
not dominating,
to cheat.
though.
Yes, they are. They won back-to-back championships. The last team to do that was the 90s Yankees.
They have the best run
What are we
differential
talking
in
about
baseball
here?
and the best record.
Stop.
They're still
Stop. They destroyed the Yankees a couple of years ago in the World Series. Why did that happen? They had Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. You're gonna sell me that? Go ahead, reel me this. Give me a take on that. Why did it happen? Why did it happen? Deferred money. That's why it happened. That's why it happened. They had the best players.
Okay, 2 years ago, you had Texas Rangers and Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series. That's not a good argument. There's parity in the league. They're not running
Really?
away with it. They're not up by
Oh, wait a
20
second.
games in their
So,
division.
all right. So you say baseball has parity. Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
it does. 100%. Health, it's 162 games and 189 days. Everything is relying on health, first of all.
Okay, so if we looked at all the teams, the top 8 teams in baseball over the last 10 years, you're going to tell me there's parity? They're all it's 8 teams. It's only 8 teams that make the playoffs and have a chance to win every single year. That's not parity, buddy. That's not.
There's no
parity
there
there.
isn't 8 teams that have a chance to win it every year. So that's not even close.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Oh, just because the Guardians make whoa. Just because the Guardians make the playoffs, they have a chance to win the World Series? No.
Are you going to tell me right now that the Guardians every single year are not in the conversation?
They're in the conversation for the playoffs. They're not in the conversation for
they
winning
have
a
a pitching staff.
championship.
They're not going to go out there and do what the Dodgers are doing.
Stop it. You don't even believe that. You're just arguing just for the sake of arguing right now. You don't
No,
believe
I'm not.
that.
No, I'm not.
I
really do believe
There's
that.
100% parity in baseball.
Look
at the Mets. Oh, if that was true, then the Mets with a $400 million payroll wouldn't be in the dumpster. There's no parity. Look what the Braves are doing, and look what the Mets are doing. Go dumpster dive in Flushing, okay? It's not true. You don't even believe these things. You're just
I do believe it. I do believe it. There is no parity in baseball. There is no parity in baseball. There really isn't. Okay, so here's why I'm going to tell you why
the Blue Jays are one game away from winning a World Series. There's no parity, right?
What did you say?
That's how the Blue Jays were one game away from winning a World Series. There's no parity.
And let me ask you a question. And I told everybody.
What did they do the year before? What did they do the year before?
That's what I'm saying. There is no parity. They got lucky.
What do they look like this year?
Everything fell their way, and the Yankees obviously had mishaps with their bullpen, and that's why going in that Blue Jay series in the ALCS, I knew the Yankees weren't going to beat them because their bullpen wasn't good enough. And you're sitting here and you're telling me there's parity. There is no parity. We all know who's coming out of the American League this year. You want me to tell you? I'll give you 3 teams. I'm going to tell you right now.
It's Tampa, Yankees, New York. It's the only teams that have good records.
Tampa's not coming out. Tampa is not coming out. I guarantee you. Pause. Tampa is not going to. They're going to make the playoffs. I don't care where they're at with their record. They're going to lose in the first round, probably second round. They're not going to the ALCS. They always die in the playoffs. They're not. It's going to be the Yankees. It's going to be the Guardians. And it's going to be either the Mariners or the Rangers in the American League. That's what I think. And we'll see what happens.
And you don't have any of these teams that are supposed to be good. You don't have any. Wait, hold on. You don't have any of these teams that are supposed to be good making a run in the second half?
No.
The Mariners are one of those teams.
No. I think the Mariners will make the playoffs because the American League stinks. That's why.
They get a league average offense with their pitching.
There's no parity. There's none. Look at it. The Nationals stink. The Mets stink. The Pirates always stink. The Cardinals stink, and they have the home run. They have the home run winner. We're great for them. They're 50. They're 50 wins.
They're young.
The Pirates stinks. The Reds stink. Oh, they're young. That's parity, all right. The Padres are terrible this year.
Do you know what parity means? I'm really confused. Do you know what the word parity means?
What would you think?
You don't see the same. You don't. Okay, the Dodgers are an outlier. Yes, the Dodgers have been there the last few years. They're there, but historically, they're not always there. This is a new thing with this roster with the deferred money and all the other bullshit. But like, there is parity. 2 years ago, Texas Rangers, Arizona Diamondbacks in the World Series. What do you call that? That's not parity.
We're gonna sit here and we're gonna talk about
$400 million in Flushing.
We're gonna talk about the Diamondbacks in Texas going to
$400 million in Flushing. They got 39 wins.
Good.
Okay.
Look
at Atlanta.
I'm telling you, dude, you're a Yankee fan, and your reason why, and I'm
a giant Yankee fan.
I'm watching a Yankee fan argue this point where, to me, there's no argument. I'm not going to argue it because I
don't like the owners talking points going into the CBA. I don't see there's a need for a salary cap. I don't see there's a need for a spending floor. I don't see it. Okay. I don't see that. What I see is Tampa Bay in first place with spending no money. Okay. Because they can develop players. What I see is the Dodgers doing what the Dodgers doing and being where they're supposed to be. What I see is the Mets spending all kinds of money on the worst types of players as their second options because they can't get the players they really want, and they're dumpster diving. That's parity.
What I want to
By
see
definition.
baseball do. Here's how baseball could change everything. This new CBA law is getting these teams to actually spend the money that they're making. That every single team is spending over $150 million, like the Kansas City Royals, like these teams like the Reds that don't want to spend money.
How did that work out for the San Francisco Giants?
What do you mean? How did it work out?
How did it work out? How did it work out for them?
The Giants
They
won how
spent
many
money this
championships?
offseason? No. They spent,
How many
they missed
championships
out.
have they won?
That wasn't from spending money. That was from developing.
Oh, really? They never
Yes.
spent any money.
They spent money, but not like they did this offseason. This offseason, they missed out on who they wanted, and then they spent a bunch of money on their second options, and their team sucks. That's what happened. That's
They
what
wanted
happened.
Alex
Spending
Rose.
money isn't the
They
answer.
wanted, by the way, OG Anunoby won the tip, so the tip actually won the best play of the year. It looks like so he did win. So,
Well deserved. But my point is, San Francisco tried to dump a
and he'll
bunch
have
of
nothing
money.
to say. By the way, he'll have nothing to say. He'll be like, "Thank you, goodbye."
OG.
Thank you, goodbye.
San Francisco spent a bunch of money, didn't really have a plan, and it didn't work out for them. So there's no proof that just because you have money to spend and you spend that money, that the results are going to be there.
So I
Look
think
at the
parity.
The Mets for spending money and not doing shit.
Nobody said they were smart.
Well, look, parity is one thing. I think baseball's got a slightly different issue. There's like 3 classes of citizens in baseball. There's the Dodgers and Yankees, and I guess you consider the Mets, although the Mets are just
they're a citizen.
slightly different story. But they have the money, right? They have the money. Then they have
little baby.
No, they're mental patients.
look, but then you have the mid-level teams with average money, and then you have the teams that don't spend and arguably hate their fans. You have 3 types of squads in this league. The thing about it that makes it have parity is some of those teams are bad at what they do with money, and some are really good with what they do with money, and it allows them to overachieve or underachieve. And I think that's why you see in baseball, although the top class is always going to get there more often because they just have more resources, like at a poker table, even if the guy's not a good player, if he had a big chip stack because he got lucky earlier, he's getting to that final table, right? It's just how it works.
It's hard to be because we're Yankee fans, right? So we don't see any of this. We don't see a rebuild and a retool and we have down years and then we have up years. We see a consistent machine powering through. Do we always get the result that we want? No, but we have a winning season every year.
Oh, why?
So like if you were like if you were an Orioles fan, right? And let's say you're good one year and then you're absolutely atrocious the next year with the same exact team, and then you retool and rebuild, and then you have to go through this suffering every other year to put a playoff team on the field. Like you would feel very differently about the parity
Don't trade
argument.
off pitchers like that organization has done year in and year out.
I mean, you're not wrong, but that's the point.
I mean, pitching wins championships. We all know that, and that's why a lot of people think with the Yankees, if they can
Tampa
get
Bay is going to be good for 3 years, then they're going to trade everybody off, and then they're going to suck for 3 years.
I
and then
disagree
they're gonna,
with you. I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people are overrating what Tampa is doing this year, and one of the main reasons why is because the American League is really, really bad. And even the Red Sox have played better since the dismantle of the manager and all the different things that we were seeing and all the players taking shots at the organization, who's getting traded at the trade deadline. Now we're wondering if they're even going to move any of the players because they're making a run right now.
It's Craig Breslow. You never know.
I'm just saying what they're saying.
They won 9 games in a row heading into the break.
Tampa does this every couple of years. Every couple of years, they have a good squad, and then the offseason, they're going to lose players to free agency, or they're going to trade pieces away to restock the farm. Or next year at the trade deadline, they're going to do the same, and then they'll be back in the dumpster again, and then they rebuild. And it's a game they like to play. They like to rebuild, restock, rebuild.
If I'm not mistaken, the Red Sox are only like 3 games out of a wild card.
Less than that, I think. It's like
if they are going to buy, go ahead, go buy at the trade deadline.
But that's not the argument.
Go ahead and buy. Because they shouldn't. They're garbage. They're garbage. Everyone on their team sucks.
That's your opinion. I mean, other people might.
Yes, it is my opinion. Let me back up my opinion with some facts. They've been terrible all year until recently. They got hot at the end, just heading into break as everyone's kind of limping into the break.
This is the time to do it because you still got 70 games left.
That's great. But do you really trust that they're going to keep it together when their pitching is not shown any kind of semblance of being trustworthy all season
getting
long.
hot at the right time.
Chapman.
I mean, how many teams have snuck into the playoffs in any
Go
sport
ahead
and won a
waste your
championship?
resources on sneaking into the wild card. Go ahead. You
All
should
right.
be rebuilding.
All right, we have a
Sell
call.
Chapman, but
All
that's
right,
fine.
We have a caller. Put him
Welcome
on.
back, Jeff.
Oh, I'm out. Goodbye.
Guys, how can you not be rooting for a salary cap? Let's be honest. I understand what you're saying, and like some teams are good spending less and whatever. They're outliers. They're complete outliers. Most of the teams that don't spend are just because they have greedy prick fucking owners. Look at what the Athletics have done. They purposely didn't spend any money to force the team to move so the owner could get a new stadium in a new city and put hundreds of millions of dollars in his pocket. Right?
Okay.
Like, look at
your
what
point. I see your point, but my problem.
A single player in 50 years, right?
My problem with that is very.
So we can have a salary floor to force teams to at least try to entertain their own fan bases.
And Tiki, he can't hear you.
Here's my problem. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay.
He can't hear you. We're working on something that callers could actually.
I was going to smash him to pieces, but he can't hear me.
Go ahead. Just say what you got to say, and we'll tell him. What are you?
My point is very simple. A salary cap only takes money away from the players. Okay, with the current negotiation and with the offer that the owners put in, they want 5-6 year contracts max, and they want the salary cap so players can get less money. That doesn't mean the owners are going to pocket less money. They're going to pocket more money. The floor, the salary floor, is a different argument. If you want the lowest teams to have to spend money and meet that salary floor, fine. I don't see the merit in a salary cap. I do not see it. I see the owners pocketing money and the players getting hurt for it.
So, Jeff, what he was saying is what the current proposal of the owners had restricted it to 5 to 6 year deal. So it's only going to take money away from the players having a salary floor.
Right. Right. That part of it takes money away from the player. Right. That part of it takes money away from the players because once again, the GMs and the owners are tired of these. And I'm just going to use a Yankee as an example.
Go ahead
and get butthurt if you want. But Giancarlo Stanton is fucking worthless these days. He's not a $30 million.
We didn't give him that deal. The Marlins gave him that deal. It wasn't our deal.
The last 4 years and whatever. So that's what they don't like paying. But the fact of the matter is, most teams, if you just eliminated the Red Sox, Mets, Dodgers, Yankees, like those teams, and you really get down into the soil of baseball, the Pirates, the Royals, like the dog shit teams in the league, they don't spend any money.
I agree with you, Jeff. And that's my argument is that if these teams were actually spending over $150 or $175 million a year and they're forced to do that, I think some of these teams are actually going to be able to compete against the elite teams, the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Brewers. And the Brewers don't even spend money.
Right, the Twins.
Once again, the Giants spent money in the offseason but didn't have a plan, and they're not even competitive.
Is the Yankees are the team that makes the most money annually. They make more than the Dodgers. So people want to complain about the Dodgers spending, but the Yankees make more than the Dodgers, and yet they got outbid for Juan Soto by $5 million a year. Why? Because Hal Steinbrenner wants a fifth house. He can fuck himself.
I don't think that's the reason, but
I don't think it's the reason either. But I will say this. I will say this, that I would agree with you that Hal Steinbrenner is not his father. He's not George Steinbrenner. He will not go deep into his pockets and go and spend the extra $5 or $10 million.
He's not that rich.
No,
that's
but
the problem.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Their only money is from Yankee-related things, the Yes Network and all of that. The Dodger conglomerate is the richest. The Dodger conglomerate that owns the team is the richest by far. There's 4 guys on that ownership that are richer than Steve Cohen.
And that's fine. Nobody's arguing about how much money they have and all that other stuff. They're not even paying those guys because they have deferred money. They're paying those guys 10 years from now.
Forever.
15 years. I mean, think about it. Go ahead.
Errol, that's not even the issue. People are making the argument that if we limit the contracts to 5 or 6 years maximum, the players won't make as much money, which is also a lie because the players make more money in the aggregate. If you add up all the other teams that need to spend to the salary floor, it will more than make up for the $50 million one guy isn't going to get.
That's actually inaccurate. It's actually not true at all.
Which is rare.
You'll see contract lengths go down, and yearly averages will go down.
Go ahead, Dickie. I told you that he can't hear you, so
I
go
know.
ahead.
Contract lengths will go down, but then the average annual salaries will go down as well because you're trying to fit in to a salary cap your players. So you're going to lose homegrown talent because you can't afford to keep them because you have a salary cap. It's basic math. It's very simple to see. The owners don't like that Soto got $1 billion deal. They don't like that. They don't want that to become a reoccurring trend. So they want to nip that in the butt with a salary cap. So then annual salaries will go down.
So Dickie was mentioning how average annual salaries will go down with the 5 to 6 year deals, and these owners are not going to want those Juan Soto type deals anymore.
Right. The average annual salaries go down for 7 dudes. What about all the other teams that have to pay people more money? The Royals, the Twins, the Orioles, the Tampa Bay Rays, who are notoriously cheap and spend zero money,
They'll
even
be
though
just like this
they
year's
make
San Francisco
the
Giants.
most money in the league. The Marlins, who never spend any money. If you count like the money that all of those other franchises would have to spend, it far outweighs the money that 6 guys would be losing.
Dickie,
that's called in the aggregate. That's a math thing.
And Dick, again, I'm not arguing that you're wrong, and I'm not arguing that Jeff's wrong. But the way I look at it, and the way I disagree with you, I think Jeff is right. I believe that what Jeff is saying is that they need to open up the money. These guys need to spend more money. Why are they pocketing the money? They're not putting it towards their team. They're not investing it back into their team. They're worried about.
With the salary cap, they're not going to change that. They're going to pocket more money.
They're just saying the longest contract can be is 5 or 6 years. So it's still not going to lower the average annual value. Soto will still get his 50 or 55 or whatever he's making, and Ohtani will still get his 70. They just don't want to commit to it over 10 years. So players will get more money. Do it.
No, they won't.
Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it.
The average player will end up getting overpaid because the team has to pay more money.
That hard cap make everyone spend to whatever 300 million, 400 million, whatever the number is.
Jeff, we appreciate you, man.
Hal Steinbrenner sucks, dude.
I'd rather be him than fucking Steve Cohen. So
all right, he's not. He is a Boston Red Sox fan, and he roots
I don't care
on the
who
Mets.
he likes.
He can't stand the Yankees, so he'll root on Steve Cohen. He'll root on.
We should have talked about John Henry then. That's what we should have talked about.
My argument with baseball right now is something what Jeff is saying. I think that the league needs to force these teams, these teams like the Orioles, the teams like the Twins, or teams like the Athletics to go out there and spend more money. And what does it do? It adds more parity to baseball.
So all these teams that go over the number now and they pay the revenue tax, the tax to the lower teams, and the lower teams just pocket that money because they don't spend it. When you redo this, they're not going to be getting that extra money. So now they're going to have to spend more money, right? And then they're also not getting the revenue from the higher salary teams anymore. So then you're putting a salary cap on the higher teams. You're putting a salary floor on the lower teams. Salary floor makes perfect sense. The Pirates should be spending money. There's no reason why they have the best player in the world and they can't afford to keep him because the owner's cheap. I 100% agree with that. But when you put a salary cap on it and you say you can only have 5 to 6 year contracts and you have to work within those confines, the next wave of contracts are going to be very much cheaper and smaller. It's going to reset the market to the downside for the players. So I think it's a negative for the players. Eventually, it'll grow to the point where the average player's average salary is going to be much higher than it was around this time. But the highest paid players' annual salary is going to go down.
I just think the benefit right now for baseball is to go and have a strike, figure out how this is going to work and how it's going to benefit
You have
the
a
league
let's say the salary cap's $300 million, right? And then he said that Juan Soto is still going to get his $70 million a year. No, he's not. Because if you can only spend $300 million, you're going to give up $70 million of it to your DH.
Well, the Mets are going to have to deal with that because they just
the Stearns method right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There is going to be something that baseball is going to have to do that's going to change the way baseball is being run right now, because the way it's being run, it's not good. If you're going to watch the Dodgers every single year win championship, and that's what's going to happen if they don't change this, they're going to continue to find ways, just like everybody says Bill Belichick cheated. He didn't cheat. You know what he did? He found something in the rule book. That's what he said that wasn't in the rule book. And he said, you know what? I'm going to just use it. I'm just going to keep using it.
He did cheat, though. I mean,
now he found something in the
he did get caught.
Hey, boy, did he ever. I mean, 24 years old. I mean, I'm just saying, you're finding, no, it's not a pause.
No, for me.
Hey, yo.
The fact here is when baseball has tried to find ways to build it and drive it even further than it has been over the last couple of years, you can see the difference on where it is and where it's going. And it's not going to higher heights. As a matter of fact, it's dipping. So
Errol, when you say that, you brought up something a second ago about soccer taking over baseball. I think the strike would kill baseball fans and kill baseball. You can't have a strike right now where soccer's kind of peaking.
It's going to happen.
What would that? But you think what would that do to them? It makes too much sense for them to come to an agreement. The owners coming out with the salary cap demands, I understand it's a logical idea. Other leagues use it, but leverage, they've had it the other way with guaranteed contracts. Why would they just give back all of what they had? The owners don't have a position to bargain with here, and they're acting like they do. And I don't understand why they keep acting like they do when there's no way they should be able to get 90% of what they're asking.
And here's the thing, Dickie, nobody's saying that anybody is wrong by your argument saying that this isn't going to change. No, you always, like I say, everybody thinks they're always right, but you're not, because you don't know how baseball is going to situate this when they do go on strike. It is going to happen. They're going on strike. Whatever you want to argue.
I just have like a unique.
There it is, Dixie Braggs. We love it.
I just have a unique outlook on it, also because I'm also a finance guy. So when I see the numbers and I see the offers and I see where the writing's on the wall, I see where the motive really is when it comes to the owners. And it's all about pocketing more money.
Listen,
it's definitely about pocketing money.
If it was always about money and money was driving into my pocket, don't you think I would do what the owners tell me to do? Absolutely.
Me too.
Yes, if they're giving me millions and millions of dollars, I'm going to do whatever they want me to say. There it is. I'll be on my hands and knees telling the king, give me the $500 million.
You could go to Saudi Arabia with Nathan, with Deion Sanders and Shador.
Well,
make all their money over
New York
there.
Sports Loud live from Riyadh.
Saudi Arabia. And by the way, I'll have Nathan. If the king wants something, I'll just say, here's my puppet. Here's my puppet.
Here's my puppet. Coming with a world-renowned leash.
Here's my puppet. Nathan Torres.
We would do very well in Dubai. Just so you know.
Breaking news.
I do very well.
Hot ladies.
Errol,
Breaking news.
Nathan puppets have to be one of our first merch items.
Breaking news.
That's what I think.
Chicken curry. Breaking
He
news.
is merch.
Like Kermit the Frog, but Nathan. Hello. Breaking news.
You know what I love about Nathan?
Waka, waka, waka.
I give a shout out to Nathan all the time. So I was working out today. Nathan calls me up. He said, dude, I might be able to get 5 passes to Fanatic Fest where we're going to get into anywhere and everything. I'll let you know. And I said, well, why are you calling me then? You're going to let me know. He says, well, I'm working on it. I was like, well, when you have them, then reach out to me. And he says, I'm working on it. Don't worry. And then, 24 hours from now, it's like, man, I just got one from me. Sorry, man.
Nathan's the best.
I love Nathan. Nathan is one of the nicest, straightforward people you'll ever meet. The problem is if you're trying to aim, he usually aims outside of the target area. So it's like, okay, all I got to do is hit the target area. It doesn't matter if it's a bullseye. You just got to hit it. That's Nathan.
Well, we learn aim at a young age.
Well, I'll tell you this. Some people don't know how to aim, if you know what I mean. Pause. Anyways, tic-tac-no.
Morris, right in the butt.
What?
We get the prizes cheap because they're stolen.
Oh, we got to get our interns in on this.
I was hoping Nathan would come back. I can tell him to come back.
No. We don't need Nathan. He doesn't help us in this game.
DJ Rest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm loving it.
Ray, feel free to answer questions as well if you know them.
Oh, yeah. We got Rez. All right.
So, the first one is a World Cup one. Name the mutual country that both Spain and Argentina have beaten in the World Cup final.
Got to make it lower.
I missed the last
Ray.
part. Yeah, I missed the last part.
So, which country is the mutual nation that both Spain and the Netherlands are? Oh shit! Never mind. Sorry.
Did you just give it away?
It was Netherlands.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
All right. Speedy, give us a different question.
All right, so
the music's throwing Speedy off. I
No,
think.
he's not. He needs to think about it
back.
and actually speak a little bit lower. There you go.
There you
Lower. Good.
All right, so Spain and France, the last time they met in the highest score in the Olympic gold medal game was the highest scoring Olympic gold medal game. So the highest scoring World Cup final game was in 1958 between what South American nation and what Northern European nation?
Yeah, we got to make it lower. We can't hear the questions.
I heard the question.
You're sitting right next to him.
It was Brazil and
Brazil is correct. Yes, Brazil is correct. The other one is the Northern
Was it
European
England?
nation. Nope, not England.
Do I get half a square?
Oh, the other one's multiple guesses. though,
Repeat the
still.
question, please.
So the other nation is a Northern European nation. Brazil beat this team in 1958.
Oh, with Pele?
Yes.
That was Sweden.
Sweden is correct. Yep.
And
That's
Fish, you got to relax because
But I gave Brazil.
I got the question. Wait, what do you mean relax? I'm taking us to the championship, bro.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You got
Relax.
to thumb up your ass half the time, boss.
Oh, that's because you like it like that. Now,
I gotta go back
Where's my Dixie? Oh, I don't get a Dixie Bragg sticker. Come on.
Smell my ass.
all right, I'll take the center square. Considering I was the one who got it right, everyone's talking shit like I didn't just get the question right. I bet you wonder how I knew that.
Question right before you even guessed.
But I knew it because
You're the
he said
nutcracker.
1958. In 1958, we looked up last time with Pele, and I knew that he defeated Sweden in Sweden.
Original question didn't name
That was
Brazil.
pretty cool by
I
Pele.
guessed Brazil.
Yeah, sure. Wrong. Yeah, sure. All right, next one, Speedy. You got to get the music lower, Ray.
We talked about it on Monday.
I am a sister.
Aaron Judge was the last Yankee to win the home run derby. Name the other three that have won the home run derby.
Yankees?
Yep.
Yankees that won the derby?
The other
Aaron
three,
Judge.
No, besides Aaron Judge. I said
Okay.
Aaron Judge was the last one. Name the other three.
All right.
Were they Yankees when they won it?
Yes. That's a good question. Yankees that, oh my God.
I can kind of control it. Other Yankees that have won. Tino Martinez.
Yep, that is the one.
Who else has taken one?
This is cheating.
Bobby Abreu.
Nope.
No, he wasn't a Yankee yet.
He wasn't a Yankee yet. He wasn't a Yankee when he won.
All right. Well, I'm out. I got one of them though.
I got nothing.
How about some years?
Nathan, what you got, Nith?
Yeah, give us a hint.
You said Tino Martinez and then
Tino Martinez.
Two of the Yankees.
Besides Aaron Judge. So they both. One of them was a free agent acquisition that Errol talks about a lot, and the other one was an infielder.
okay.
Free agent acquisition.
Alfonso Soriano.
Nope.
That was what I was thinking too.
Mark Teixeira.
Nope.
It's a good guess though, Nathan. Free agent acquisition.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's only one guy,
Derby.
right?
Who
Only
else
one
has won the Derby? Yeah, you're out. Interns, you can give him. You can give us your guesses if you want. Unless you want to make.
I got nothing, man.
All right. Errol,
yeah,
take Jameson's guess. I'll take Josh's.
I always speak about him.
That could be a lot of people.
That could be a lot of people. Paul O'Neill?
Nope.
Oh man! So you said infielder and
it's infielder. One of them is
infielder and an outfielder acquisition. I'm assuming.
Alex Rodriguez?
No.
Okay.
All right. I will go with. Jeez, this is really tough.
Did Luke Voigt win a home run derby?
No, he didn't.
All right, one last guess.
He just led the league in home runs one year.
In the bubble, or that bubble season.
Yeah.
He was
COVID
crushing
year?
it. COVID year. They weren't in a bubble. Jeez. I'm overthinking it now. I'm gonna blank. How far back, Speedy, are we talking? Like,
both. One was early 2000s. The other was early 2010s.
That was going to be a record.
Giambi?
Giambi is correct.
All right, we got Giambi, and now we need the outfielder.
Get the last one. No, not. Now it's the infielder.
Now it's the infielder. Well, Giambi's
when was the other one?
Giambi's the infielder too.
2010s.
Well, 2010s.
2010.
Infielder. Did Cano win one year?
You're right.
Robinson Cano?
You have to get someone else to
Do I get it? Do I get the guess?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bragg's had a guess. Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
There it is.
It
Thank you,
is.
Bragg's got it. There it is.
Yeah, Bragg.
Thank you, Fish.
I thought it was Bragg. I thought it was just Nick that left.
I'm taking credit for that one. I'll put your picture in there too, though. Where do you want to go? You tell us where you want to go.
We can share a box. I can share.
We'll share. Sharing's caring.
Oh God.
You tell me where we're going. What box?
Yeah,
do you
right
want?
there. That's right there.
Where do you want to put Dixie?
Perfect.
Where do you want to put Dixie?
Hey.
Yeah, right there.
Pause.
I want a Dixie cup tonight.
Hey, yo.
All right. All right, Speedy, you got to come with your best one right now.
All right. So,
Butt plug.
Caleb Wilson scored 35 points in his summer league debut, the second most ever for a summer league debut. What European three-point shooting specialist got the most, getting 37 for the Golden State Warriors in 2007?
2007?
2007.
This is a definitely impossible question. Oh, my God.
2007.
European sharpshooter from 2007 Summer League.
Oh, it's
If you get this right, Nathan,
it's something with the P, right, Speedy?
Something with the P.
Yeah, Pee-wee.
That's like half of the continent of Europe.
This is a grumpy old man.
The only letter clue you're getting, Nathan.
How about the letter Q?
Squeeze the cheese.
No, and that's the last letter clue anyone's getting.
I wasn't actually asking that question. But
Yeah,
It's not P, it's not Q.
It was
not your P's or Q's.
Long lost European brother.
European.
Because they don't have tongues. No,
All right.
not gonna talk.
Speedy, can I ask you this? Is he still in the league?
No.
2007.
2007.
He would have to be like 40 something.
Yeah. I'm just...
All right.
This could be totally wrong for me. Danilo Gallinari.
Nope. Finally, someone at least has the right idea.
No, but he would have been on the.
He was drafted
Knicks
by the
Summer
Knicks.
League. Yeah, would have been a Knicks guy. Jeez, did he play in the league for long, Speedy?
Pretty sure he did.
Okay. So it's not that
Eastern
obscure.
European sharpshooter.
Yeah, he played 13 years in the NBA.
Played 13 years in the
13?
NBA, so retired in the last 7 years or so.
He played for who?
At the
Well, he
time
started
when he
with
did
Golden
this
State.
record, he was with Golden State.
Golden State.
Oh, wait a second. Did he play for OKC too?
I don't think so. I will double check.
Oh my God.
No, never played with OKC.
All right, this is going to be everyone. We just have to make a guess. Think of the most crazy European shooting name you could think of.
Peja Stojakovic.
And you were out
That was
again.
the first one I thought of too,
Wait, what?
Freaking daily lives. I say it again. Whoever just guessed.
but that was later. No, Nathan, you're out.
I said Peja Stojakovic.
Whoever was
Stojakovic
no,
was wrong. He was around earlier.
No, he wasn't Stojakovic.
Yep.
2007. So that's Durant's draft. Man.
Speedy's mom.
All right, you have a
You have
you have
40
a
points.
1 question suspension.
I think we're gonna have to bail. Anyone make a guess? I think we're gonna have to concede.
I have
this
no
one to
idea. Who is
Speedy.
All right, it was Marco Bellinelli.
Bellinelli.
Oh my God!
That is
The
a
intern had it right with
say
the,
that I was the closest.
with the Italian.
Definitely were.
In terms of Italian, yeah.
Why would I want to pull Jobless pants now?
So what was it? What was the name?
Whoa.
Marco Bellinelli.
Bellinelli.
Oh my.
He later won a championship with the Spurs.
Wait, wasn't he Argentinian?
I believe. No, that was Manu Ginobili.
Googly guy.
I think
Gaga Google.
Bellinelli was too.
No, Bellinelli's Italian.
He's Italian. Well, Italian, Argentinian.
I'm dark. I'm Darth. I'm everything.
That's a funny drop.
All right.
All right, next one, Speedy.
All right, so
You're
this
back
one
on the
is-
map.
Yep, this one is a theme for our friend Neil Smith, who was on Monday. So before he became the GM of the Rangers, he was the GM of what NHL team's AHL team when they won the Calder Cup in 1985 and 1988?
Calder Cup?
Yeah, so he was their AHL general manager. So which NHL team's AHL affiliate was it for?
Lehigh Valley.
No. You just guess the NHL team. You don't have to guess.
Philly Flyers.
You don't have to guess the AHL team. No, it's not the Flyers.
Oh, okay.
Edmonton.
The Rangers.
No, before he went to the Rangers.
Oh, yeah,
Before
but
he went to the Rangers.
AHL team of the Rangers.
Before he was with the Rangers. No, it wasn't the Rangers.
He's telling you. He's giving you another guess.
I'm gonna
Diggy.
take a guess.
What do you got?
The Red Wings.
You got it. Very
Oh!
Oh wow.
Did you remember him saying that or something?
Yes.
I was trying to go back to think of what he said. All right, where do you want to go, Errol?
Pick a pot, please.
Let's go right here. Two-way go. All right, Speedy, moving
I like the
along.
music. I like the music. I like it.
All right. Now we'll go with one from our guest from last week, Mr. Josh Jones. So he was drafted 72nd overall in 2020. So which defensive tackle that's still in the league right now became his future teammate, the one of the spots he played with, was drafted before.
Say one more time. I couldn't hear
Say one
that.
more time. So defensive tackle, a Pro Bowl defensive tackle, was picked before our friend Josh Jones was selected in 2020 in the 3rd round. So this player, who was a Pro Bowl defensive tackle, became his future teammate. Name this player.
In 2020?
Not in, yeah, he was drafted in 2020. Josh Jones played with him later. This defensive tackle.
Oh man.
And he plays for Seattle.
Not necessarily. It's a spot he played with later. He played with 4 teams in his career.
Defensive tackle.
Great job, Speedy. These are hard.
Give us a hint.
So you're saying he's
It's
not
not the
with
team he was
Seattle?
drafted by, Arizona. So you're looking at the Texans, the Ravens, or the Seahawks.
Texans, Ravens. Let's see what else. And he was a defensive tackle.
He's a current defensive tackle.
Oh,
Texans, Seattle.
Matabuke.
And Fish gets it.
Oh!
wow. All right.
Drafted as Justin Matabuke, now Namdi Matabuke.
Yeah, let's take it.
He's a dick hanging from a long, strapping you-know-what.
There it is. The victory. Speedy, it was a good effort, but it wasn't enough today. We take it
I'm
down.
burning, baby.
By the
Tic
way,
tac
we
toe.
do have breaking news in hockey.
Oh,
I'm insane.
Nathan, you let an intern beat you the breaking news.
What's the breaking news?
what's the hockey news?
All right, from Emily Kaplan. Sources told ESPN the Flyers are signing Trevor Zegras to a 4-year contract worth over $9 million AAV.
Wow.
New York native, Bedford.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
I mean,
right.
if you can't get Carlson, I guess that's a nice consolation prize.
Zegras is a good player.
Yeah,
he is good. He's very good.
And Philadelphia's
Shootout specialist.
Philadelphia is a good young team. They were in the playoff this year, and they just got better. So I think it's a good move by them, and it puts them in a situation where I don't think it guarantees them into the playoffs, but they're going to be a top 8 team in the Eastern Conference this year. And they have good goaltending too. I thought they were very, very good in the second half, and they beat out the Islanders for that last month.
Yeah, they signed Vladar to that contract, and then they traded Urson, I think, to Toronto or something like that.
So let's let DJ Rez get another track for our last segment, change up the flow slightly as we get into our final
Where the hell is
segment
Q? Where the hell is that
of the evening coming on up
Where
right
is
here.
the old man? Where's the QQ? I mean, he's probably
He thought it was too good for tic-tac-no.
Where's the Q man?
Is that the Italian mozzarella or the Argentinian mozzarella?
Cucumber, man.
All right. Hit the drop when you got it.
All right.
There he is.
There we go. Hit the drop. There he is. What's he eating?
Oh, Lord.
What are you
Did
eating?
you miss me?
I don't know about missed you. I don't think I
You
ever
guys-
missed you. I don't ever think I missed
Tic Tac No didn't go so well without me tonight.
you. What are you talking about? We won.
You talking about we won, bro?
It didn't
I
go so
pulled out
well.
a Justin Matabuke reference out of nowhere to win for the win. FTW.
Okay, nice way.
Now
That's
you have
what
to
I'm
speak
talking
like
about.
a New Yorker. Let's hear you, New Yorker. Let's hear you speak like a New Yorker.
Who?
Go ahead, you.
No, I have no interest in speaking like a New Yorker.
Well, you're
I'm
a Southern
Yeah, I'm from the South. Nigga. We
Yeah,
don't
but
like
you
y'all
don't
up
have
there.
any Southern hospitality. You,
I do, very much so.
Well, give me your Southern hospitality.
You don't. It's not a give. It's a
Yeah, you
feel.
well,
I host you. I
Pause.
serve.
Pause. That's
Yeah, it's not a give or a feel. It's a feel.
Listen, that's a pause again. Just give us a pause, a nice take on that. I mean, pause on that one too, as well.
There's nothing I can say that's gonna be like Southern hospitality.
Yeah, well, let's say we went out to dinner and you wanted to be a nice guy.
You gonna pause me, but don't pause yourself.
How would you do that? Because I can tell you what a New Yorker would do.
Do the New Yorker.
All right, so if me and you were we were going to a restaurant together.
Is this hold on before we go? Is this the real New York or like the outskirts?
It's
of
New York, not New York.
This is what we
Long
do.
Island, New York.
This is what we do.
Country New Yorker.
This is what we do.
What are you
So-
talking about?
So we
Something in the
walked right
water,
in.
510 Long Island, New York.
So
Get a coffee, a bacon, egg, and cheese. What are you
So-
talking about?
So we as New Yorkers, we walk right into the
Yeah.
restaurant and we ask to be seated in it, right next to the televisions and right next to the nice fireplace because we got to watch the games and we got to enjoy the nice, beautiful scenery in the nice, beautiful restaurant. But before you sit down, I pull your chair out and I let you sit. And then as you sit
Oh,
down,
that's gay.
I
Yeah, we
pull
don't
the
do that
chair
in the South.
out from under you and you fall on your ass. And you fall on your ass. And I say, there you go.
We don't do that in the South. We don't pull no chairs out for no men. It's only women.
Pulling a
That's it.
chair out for a grown man. Get out of here. You don't do that in New York either.
That's what y'all do in New
I
York.
do.
He represents New York. He dropped the ball bad.
I do.
We pulling chairs out for no grown
I
men.
do.
Is
That's,
it-
ladies and gentlemen, that's how we do. Would you rather be?
Is this Long Island or New York? Because I know there's
No,
a difference between
would
like
you
the
rather be
boroughs.
walking-
Long Island. We don't do that on Long Island.
Would you rather be walking
That's
to
strong.
the facility?
That's Strong
first?
Island right there.
You want me to
Strong
curse?
Island. Okay.
And start
You
screaming
guys,
and cursing
Strong
at everybody?
Island, New York.
Yeah, Strong Island.
Pulling out
Nah.
chairs for men. That's interesting.
Nah. Nah.
You guys should be
Googly
studied.
gaga goo goo.
You guys should be studied, man. That's an interesting
He's a
position to
dick.
be in.
Hanging from a long, strapping, you know what.
We're gonna get
All right.
censored.
Who's got the drop these days?
All right, hit it, Speedy.
Whoa.
I'm not an X's and O's guy, right? I'm not a tactician. I'm a motivator in the classic sense of the word. You know, Lombardi, Charles Lindbergh, that nun over in India, like those people.
Call your shot.
I love big women.
Hit it, Speedy is out of pocket.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So call your shot. So are we using the interns? Do they want to call their shot?
No, they're not going to be doing that because you have to have something prepared for call your shot, Errol.
I don't know. You had them in there. You had them in there. There we go.
No, pay attention. That's how it works every week.
His nasty attitude, as he always is. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not the only schmuck then, I guess. Goodbye.
You're damn right. Anyways, call your shot is pretty simple. We're going to tell you a story, and we're going to call it. It could happen 2 years from now. It could happen 2 weeks from now. So tonight, we're going to go. We'll go with Mr. Attitude, Fish. We'll go. Is Fish going in? Is he in?
No, he's out. He's not.
He's out. Oh, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to join us here. All right. All right. So we'll go.
It said something about schmuck, and then I saw the headphones come off, and that was it.
Squeeze his head like a melon. That's what I want to do.
Actually, Davidson has a fun one that's completely unrealistic. Maybe we'll go to him first.
That's what I want to do. Anyways, I'll go. Oh, Davidson's coming in?
Davison had one in the private chat. That's interesting. It's probably never going to happen.
True.
I was possibly joking about that, but
all right. Josh,
kick him out. Kick him out. Kick him out.
All right.
Commit to your call your shot.
It's not hard. I mean, it's not rocket science here.
Pause. It's not hard.
I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible to happen.
All right, so we'll go with Jameson first because we don't want him to lose it in his brain. Then we'll go with
it's in the chat.
Well, that's right. Nobody knows. It's in the chat, but nobody knows.
Read it to the group. Let's go.
That's correct.
We're gonna go Jameson. We're gonna go Josh. We'll go Speedy. We'll go Dickie. We'll go Q. We'll go me. Here we go. Jameson.
All right, man. I'm calling my shot. The Mets are going undefeated after the All-Star break and winning the World Series.
There you go, Jameson.
That's
the way to set us off, baby. That's to set it off.
You cannot prove me wrong that this is not happening until tomorrow.
I agree. I agree. Stand wholeheartedly with Jameson on this one.
Athletes.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jameson. Way to go, baby.
I think he's lost. Go ahead, Josh. Give us your take.
All right, I'm going to keep it baseball. And you talk about parity. There is a big conversation about parity. We're going to take this back to 2005. You know who's doing well right now? The Chicago White Sox. You know who won the World Series in 2005? The Chicago White Sox. They're going to win the World Series, and they're going to take down the empire of the Los Angeles Dodgers in 6 games.
All right.
There you go.
Coming from our new interns. All right, I considered it earlier for mine. I was not going to spoil what I was going to say about the World Cup. I told you I had Spain winning the World Cup, and they will get the guy that we were talking about, that Josh and I were talking about later in that segment, Yamal. He's due to wake up. He's going to have a hat trick in the World Cup final in Spain's 3-1 win over Argentina.
My rear end is burning.
Whoa.
All right, Dickie.
Man, I don't even know what to go. I feel like I didn't get the edibles before the show between the two interns and Speedy on these all your shots. I don't even know where to go now. Okay. I think Argentina, who I picked to win the World Cup, I think is going to win the World Cup. I think Messi is going to have a legendary performance to steal the GOAT conversation with 2 goals.
Dang, that's crazy.
Q?
I'm staying in the World Cup as well.
Hold on. Q, you say that's crazy. We just had somebody say the Mets are going undefeated for the rest of
it. I mean, but they have admitted they're drinking and no drugs tonight, so that's different.
There is no drug test on this show.
That is true. I agree. It's zero.
It's voluntary.
I gave up
all legal stuff like cannabis and things of that nature. All legal. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the World Cup too. I have Argentina winning. I also have Argentina scoring the most goals on Spain with 2. I think the game will end with a score or result of 3-2 Argentina. Messi wins I don't know what World Cup it is, back-to-back World Cups, and although this is not a category, he'll be World Cup's Finals MVP.
Boop.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but yeah, is it the actual thing? Like an individual performance trophy?
Golden boot is just what they do
Yeah.
collectively.
It's just a gold boot. Oh, okay.
All right. My final call your shot will be Cody Bellinger. I think he will lead the Yankees in batting average and home runs in the second half of the season. So that's what I think. That's my call your shot. I think the Yankees are going to get a lot back from this All-Star MVP by Cody Bellinger, and I want to give a shout out to him. Congratulations. It doesn't matter if he had one hit and 2 RBIs. He had one hit and 2 RBIs that got him the MVP of the All-Star game. And I think Cody Bellinger will have a great second half. So that is my final call your shot.
So you think Ben Rice is going to absolutely implode after the performance?
No, I don't think he's going to implode. I just
His
think
dad
Cody
was
Bellinger-
striking him out.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to implode. I just think Cody Bellinger is going to be better in the second half, and he's going to help the Yankees take over the American League, and they'll win the American League this year. I'm not worried about Tampa. I think Tampa will still make the playoffs, but I think because to me, as good as their roster has been in the first half, I still think there's a lot of parts in their pitching staff and their bullpen that I think we're going to see not be at the top of the league in the second half. So I think they have a great manager. I think the Tampa Bay has a great young stars that are being developed right now. And I think they have an opportunity to be good for the next couple of years. They have never, even with Joe Madden, they have never gone further enough. They went to a World Series one time, right? It was one time
they went to the World Series once with Madden, once with Kevin Cash.
Yes. Yeah. And they can never get over the hump. And I think this year with the American League, I still think the Guardians are going to be better in the second half. Yeah. They always are. They're one of the best in all of baseball in the second half, and I expect them to be this year with their pitching staff and their bullpen. I don't think the White Sox are that good. The fact that they're in first place.
I like the Yankee Mason Miller rumors. I like those are heating up. I would love to get Mason Miller.
That's not going to happen.
The Padres just gave up like the third best prospect in baseball to get him. They're not going to just trade him for less.
I think the Yankees will add a catcher, a right-handed catcher. I expect them to do that probably in the next couple of weeks or next week. And I think they add a bullpen arm, but I don't think it's Mason. And they might add a pitcher, but I don't think they need to because Max Free will be back soon. Yeah. So and they're saying that Max Free could be back in the next.
The reports on Rodon aren't good though. It's actually it might be worse than they thought.
Rodon's not going to be a part of that rotation in the playoffs anyways. It's going to be Cam Schlittler.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Schlittler and Fried. Yeah.
Fried and Warren, who's pitched well too. So I think
they were saying that he could be a trade piece.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a big deal if Rodon is in the, as far as the pitching and starting. He could be a bullpen arm in the playoffs. You could pitch him in the 8th inning or the 7th inning. So Rodon could still be an arm for there, but I don't think it's the pitching that the Yankees need to worry about. I think it's their hitting. I do not think they're trading Jazz. I've been hearing things that the Yankees are not moving him. They're going to lose him to free agency, and I think the Yankees are going to ride or die with him.
No,
but I do believe that the Yankees have a chance to get Chapman. I do believe the Yankees have a chance to get Chapman.
I would not bring him back.
I'm talking about the third baseman.
Matt Chapman?
Yes.
I would take that deal. I would do that. I would do that deal.
I could see the Yankees adding a third baseman at the trade deadline. They need a third baseman. They've needed a third baseman for a long time.
Volpe for Chapman, straight up. Do the deal. Pull the trigger. Let's go.
I don't
think that's Vientos if you want him.
No,
we only want professional baseball.
It don't fit with them.
Make room for my goat, Brett Beatty, to finally cement himself in the lineup.
We've been waiting 4 years for that. Just so
you know what, I will wait until the sun explodes, man. That is my goat.
I'm definitely more of a Mets fan than a Yankees fan.
Come on, I agree.
I see two
Mets four versus two.
Yankees hats.
Garrett Wilson's best friend, man. I would do anything for him to be good.
Donovan Mitchell, forever a Mets fan.
Don't say anything because there's a lot out there
Donovan
that you don't want
Mitchell's
to
a
participate in.
He kicked Donovan Mitchell's ass, so I don't really care
Donovan
about
Mitchell's a
him
Met fan, so we have to jump.
We know he's a loser.
I mean, listen, I don't hate on the Mets. I want the Mets to win just as much as I want the Yankees to win.
Oh no, you hate on the Mets.
No, I don't. Out of all the teams
that Yankees fan ever say this.
You haven't had a good take on the Mets.
I'm being straight up. Out of all the teams that I hate, besides the teams that I root for, from the Jets, I hate the Giants. From
I was gonna say the Rangers are probably your number one.
I can't stand the Rangers. I can't stand the organization.
Even though you grew up a Ranger fan, that's the craziest thing to me.
Till I was 11. Till I was 11.
That's a long time.
You stopped growing up after 11?
It's not.
11 was the last time the Jets made the playoffs for me, by the
I
way. So
agree.
it's a serious amount of time.
We coming. Hey, hey, this year you have it. You celebrate this
out
year.
Of all the teams, the little brother teams that I root for, I don't hate the Mets. I want the Mets to do well. To me, the Mets haven't won a championship since 1986. So if they win a championship,
to everyone.
For Mets to jump around and say they won a championship to Yankee fans, it wouldn't bother me. Because I'd be like, okay, well, we got 27 of them. So who cares? I mean, the Mets have only won how many championships? Two? They're
both massive underdogs.
I mean, it's not a big deal if the Mets ever win it. And I don't think they're going to win a championship anytime soon because your best player is Juan Soto, and he's a meat player, as we've seen. So as long as
a shortened
only one doing anything right now, by the way, would be an MVP candidate if the team could do anything at all.
Dickie, you make a great point.
What did he say? I didn't even hear what he said.
A short season after a strike next year might be the perfect chemical equation for the Mets to win a World Series.
It's not going to happen.
Chemical equation.
They start off so well. What do you mean?
He started off great
He's a
this year.
financer and he's a chemist. He's taken all the professions.
Yeah,
part-time chemist.
That's why we call him Dixie Braggs. That's why we call him Dixie, because he doesn't win Dixie, So anyways, thank you to all the fans. I want to apologize for the late start. We're working on some stuff in the studio. We're running another, I would say another mixer, another computer. So it was a little bit of a problem, but now I think we got it. So I want to shout out to the fans. They wanted to know, one of my friends wanted to say, is the show going to start? And I said, we're going to be about 15 to 20 minutes late. So I apologize to the fans. Shout out to all the Spotify and Apple video and audio fans. We really appreciate all the downloads over the past week and a half. We're having our best month so far. We haven't gone under 9,000 downloads yet on the audio. So we've been 10,000 or more, and we were as high as 14,000 for the month. So a shout out to the fans. Even our videos doing very, very well. So thank you to them. All our X, Instagram, and TikTok, on YouTube channel. By the way, the YouTube channel, for all the fans out there, I know that you like to look at the shorts because it's quick, it's easy, pause, a minute, but you should check out our 5-minute clips. They're up and they're running. Just look at it. Just check it out and tell us what you think. I don't even care if you tell me to go F myself. Just watch it.
Join the Discord too.
Yeah, join the Discord. By the way, Speedy, how do they find that?
Yeah, I'll send you the server link. It's Discord.
For now on, I want you to post it on the bottom.
It's going to be in the bio of our socials, the Discord link, so you can join the Discord, and we can have these conversations over Discord.
Yes, Discord. Join us so you can piss off Q and Dixie Brad.
Yeah, I promise I won't hurt y'all feelings too bad in there.
Yeah.
And you can see the great Nathan break news.
Breaking
Not
news.
win.
Grabbing his junk, that kind of stuff. Anyways, again, we will be at Fanatic Fest for Friday. We'll all be there. Even Q is flying out here. Q, did you get your ticket?
I did it.
Well, you better get your ticket because they're running out. Do it tonight.
I sadly will not.
Pick up the ticket.
Close the show.
I'm trying to help you here. Pick up the damn ticket.
You talking to me about this ain't gonna help the show?
I'm telling you that if this guy doesn't buy his ticket, he will not be at the Fanatic Fest. So Friday we will be
you
there.
Have faith in him sneaking in?
If you want
6'2",
if you want to meet us at Fanatic Fest, we will be there on Friday, roaming around and pissing people off. So you can see me pissing off Q. His 6'6" ogre looking like personality will be there as well with his fake Mets hat because he really is not a New York fan.
Let's go, baby.
Not a New York fan.
Jets and Mets, baby.
Yeah, he's a liar. He's a liar. He's a
every day, baby.
He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He roots for the Carolina Hurricanes.
This is the guy who's an Eagles fan.
Yeah,
He's I'm
a real Eagles fan. I'm a real Eagles fan. I actually know my Eagles.
I will say, by the way, the Eagles are also my second team. So
really,
there's two.
This new age fandom is out of control.
No. I went to Penn State. Saquon Barkley's on the team. I'll root for the team, man.
We are.
Drew Brees was my favorite player. I remember that 52-49 or whatever it was game against the Giants. I was at my uncle's house for that. It was amazing.
Yeah, the Giants lost 5-2 leads under 2 minutes left that year. That was one of them.
Love that game.
I went to Penn State for grad school. I don't care about Penn State.
All right, well.
See, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we call him Dixie Brags, because he's bragging that he went to Penn State. So there you go.
That's not necessarily something to brag about if you know the history of Penn State.
That's why their coach got fired last year.
It might be a little more concerned than.
That's a good collegiate school.
It's a good business school. It's a top 50.
Yeah, Penn State's a good school.
But what happens outside of education is probably the more biggest.
We're not getting into
I
that.
have no idea what you're talking about.
Look it up.
Yeah,
Look it up. What Penn State is most known for.
Let's stop.
It ain't the top 50 business school.
Is it a Polish last name?
They're most known for having a great alumni network. And
I would have said, but we'll get censored, so I will. I hold it off.
Cut his mic.
All right, got his mic. I gotta go.
It's something to do with football camp and a Polish last name.
Oh, showers.
I don't know anything about that kind of stuff.
Well, you're better off.
All right, wrap the show. Get us out of here before we get.
We gotta go. Bye. Farewell. Good night.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
This is Mario Andretti.